It has, unfortunately, due to extenuating circumstances on multiple occasions, been quite a bit since we were able to play this, but we should be, I think, finishing tonight.
I believe that's the plan.
Probably.
That is the hope.
As a bit of a overview, both for myself and the players, to make sure everything's lined up, you were aboard an airship named the Icarus that was, to your knowledge at the time, the only one of its kind. However, a few days after setting out, the ship began inexplicably losing altitude and crashed into the ocean and into an island that none of you knew of. It's not on any charts. And as you tried to figure out how to get everyone set up to survive until there was any time for a rescue and try and contact somebody or the like, perhaps you thought to yourself that perhaps you'd be able to salvage what remained of the ship and that Dell would be able to build a smaller functional ship to take the survivors of the crash back to London. With this idea in mind, the three of you, some more proactive members of the survivors, left knowing that Madame Worley and Dell's assistant, Jonathan Johnson, would be well enough taking care of everyone and figuring out what the situation was at your ship, as you decided to explore the island to see if you could find any materials or other survivors that may be helpful to you. In the process of doing so, you came across the Icarus, which, according to its onboard records, was also the only airship of its kind, but from a different time. You all found a rather disturbing creature on board this other Icarus.
It was a hobo. What are you talking about?
I threw a boat at him.
And yes, Doyle managed to throw several pieces of furniture down to drop onto him, while Ashton scrambled around trying not to get hit. You all made it out, not too badly off, especially considering what you just fought, and made your way back to the crash site where the others had set up a temporary camp of sorts inside the remaining intact portions of the ship. Dell conferred with Jonathan and confirmed that though they were able to salvage most of the parts they needed, there was one in particular, a very specific type of valve, that was needed in order to get enough of the steam engine up and running again that you might be able to craft an escape vehicle. Additionally, at one point during the night watch, a figure approached from out in the mist. After a bit of tension, identified themselves as friendly. A man named Tim Shaw, wearing clothes that would be very odd to any of you, and talking about how he was from a airplane that had crashed named the Icarus.
Which we did not know what that was.
Shortly afterwards, going exploring, you found what appeared to be a thing matching Tim Shaw's description of what an airplane was. On searching it, though, it appeared it was an entirely different airplane, also named the Icarus. The majority of you are probably suspecting foul play of some sort at this point. But
going to go out on a limb and say we are correct.
I believe we left off with Dell having delivered the news to the rest of you that you would have to attempt to find another ship or vehicle to scavenge the part from, or wait a very long time for its fabrication if possible.
I believe so. Yes, I believe we still needed to get... No, we had gotten the air tanks so that we could dive to get the part we needed.
Mm-hmm.
in our ship.
You had gotten the air tanks so that you could dive to check. You did dive and check, and it still didn't bring up the particular
I don't
valve.
think we've dived yet. We
Not?
haven't gone underwater. No, we were going to dive into our ship because there was another place that had the part that we were going to go to salvage it. If I remember correctly. We maybe should have watched the last episode to see what happened.
Well, in any case, continuity is a little iffy in the first place here, so
That's fair.
I believe, at least my memory, is that you brought it back and Dell and Jonathan used some of these air tanks to take a quick look around through the area of your ship where there might be more material to work with, but didn't find anything that stood out as even close to the valve you needed. It could be retrofitted or something. Most of the area under the water had been subject to a lot of damage from the crash. And most of it that would be useful would just be raw material. That's you?
Ooh, excuse me, sorry.
Was that a sneeze?
Yeah,
That was a
sorry.
weird sound.
I brought my microphone away to try to muffle it.
Yeah, nope,
Mm.
that's fair. All right.
Ugh, sorry.
And if all of you are ready, I will hand the reins over to you as we continue on from the point where you found that either you will need to find another valve somewhere or you will need to spend a lot of time and effort fabricating one from raw material within wrecking.
All right. Well, we salvaged what we could from this one. No telling if we're going to run into it again or not, considering the fucking crazy physics here. Because wasn't this the direction to the other ship?
Now, you guys went back to your crash.
Yeah, we're back at our
Exactly.
ship now.
Alright.
It was for sure.
Oh, that's right. And we did fabricate the masks to for to keep a nice tight seal on there and the sort. I guess the only other thing we could try and do is to go to the sunken wreck to see if there's anything that could be salvaged from it.
Oh, that's assuming we can find it again. Unfortunately,
Yeah, this silence
the
shifting on us.
what is around us seems to be changing. Unfortunately.
Actually, maybe Tim might be able to help out a little bit on that, considering he ran across it before. Might be able to talk to him about it, see if he might be able to join us.
What, in the bottom half of our boat?
No, as in to find the sunken wreckage that he found earlier.
Oh, okay.
I think at this point, that's probably our only course of action.
Yeah, we're gonna need him to show us the way. Although, if I remember correctly, he said something like it's a week out from us or some crazy stuff like that.
I've got a feeling with how this island is working, that might be... No, it was his ship that was out a week.
Yeah, he had found another ship that was like 2 or 3 days out.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I agree
That
with
must be confusing.
with how this island seems to be working. That could be variable.
Not only that, but who knows what other wreckage might just pop out of thin air while we look.
Or
That
what other
happened.
crazy kind of hobos might pop out.
Ah,
Ah, well, I mean, we dealt with one hobo. We can deal with another. I am canonically calling them hobos now.
I'm not arguing.
Congratulations,
Ghouls,
Taylor.
hobos, what's the difference?
Ghouls are now hobos that are just in ships.
Now I want to create like a whole continuity where ghouls are still like flesh-eating undead, but they all have like hobo culture.
Yeah.
They got like bindle sticks and they hitch rides on trains.
Oh my god. They're train trolls. Okay. Do we want to go talk to Tim then? I think that's going to probably be our best course of action.
I agree with you there. I'll go on ahead and get with it's Jonathan, right?
Mhm.
I'll get with Jonathan with the parts that I have salvaged here. Get the just kind of update things on what we're about to try and do, and go from there. I'll meet you two over with Tim in a bit.
I'll just make sure we have enough air tanks with us with those sealing masks he made, so that we can all go down.
Mhm.
4. Don't know if that's the number I said before. It's the number that you have.
It's a number we now have.
Yep. Sometimes everyone forgets, so I just have to take stuff canon again.
That's fair.
It has been a little while.
Well, if we were smart, we would have gone and rewatched the previous episodes to remember what exactly was happening, but we're not, so we didn't.
What is this watch you talk about?
What is this smort you talk about?
Okay, well.
What is this
Yeah.
past?
Fuck
Where am I?
Fuck if we know. This island is thrown that to the wind.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
To be fair, we've been confused about what's going on since the very beginning on this island. So
All we know is that we can't
No
trust
change.
anything that Taylor says.
Honestly, the fact that we this we don't know what the fuck's going on here, that's a plus in Taylor's storytelling here.
Yeah.
It is intentional.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't think he's gonna give us enough information to figure out what's actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
Something dark side. Anyways.
Cookies.
Oh, sounds good. Anyway,
If only.
let's go find Tim.
Yep, you two find Tim, I go find Johnny.
Also, don't give Taylor any ideas, because next time we're gonna have Cthulhu cookies.
I mean, they're going to be absolutely delicious, but we're also going to lose a part of our soul with every bite.
Anyway,
Dell's gonna go do that, and Doyle and
Dell-
I will go
yes.
and talk to what was his name again? Timmy? Tim?
Tim.
Tim.
It's this guy. It's a nameplate. I don't know if you guys can see him.
Yeah, I see him.
I don't see a nameplate.
I don't see a nameplate, but I do see the token.
Yeah,
All right.
we see
Let
Tim.
me...
So yeah, we go over
where
and talk to
is
Tim.
the...
Yep. Also, because we didn't do
Ability.
this, for those of you who are just joining us, I am SilentProtagonist. This is my Twitch channel, also my YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube, and I'm playing Ashton. We have Azim, aka Dan, who is playing Doyle, Taylor, who is the mysterious Doom Lord, and JacobTheMadMayor, who is playing Dell Hopkins.
The only one with half a brain.
Anyone with half a brain can see the whole wide world has gone insane.
Currently, yes.
Good old Dr. Horrible.
Alright, well, we head over to Tim. Hey, there's the name.
Yes. It's easy enough to find him. He's still in the same location that you guys were effectively letting him use a trunked out part of the hull to get into an area that was otherwise unused and use it as shelter from the element. looks up. You guys come in. Oh, hey, any news? You guys managed to find anything, or?
Well, unfortunately, after heading down into our ship, the part we needed was not there. I don't know if it was too badly damaged, got knocked off somewhere. But we are going to have to go and find another ship that we can salvage from. We were hoping you might be able to lead us to the one that you found a couple days out.
I can certainly try.
As best as anything can get, anyone can lead anyone to anything on this island that seems to constantly be changing on us.
Yeah, there's something going on.
Yeah, we're just unfortunately not sure what exactly it is. So the best we can do is try to secure a means of leaving. You're able to lead us to the ship, and we can get this escape craft made up. You're free to join us, I believe.
I don't even know if that'll work, but I mean, we might as well try. I'm happy to come along and do what I can to help.
I mean, it would be, if it does work, it would be to some other, I don't know if parallel timelines or what, but it would be to someplace that wasn't where you were from, but would be vaguely similar at the very least. Would still be
How do we know
Earth.
we're gonna turn out where we came from?
Well, we don't, but we're hoping.
I mean, if you guys end up in my world, I could help you. I honestly, this is just very strange.
I
We
think
can all agree on that.
but the first goal is to get off this island, get back to some place that's not here, and then figure it out.
I can certainly agree with that. You guys seen any other people here? I ran into something on my way over that kind of looked like a person but wasn't, and I'm very glad that I was able to hide from it.
We ran into a fairly sturdy hobo. That was probably not a hobo.
How would a hobo even?
I don't know. We dropped a table on it from a couple stories up. Then we lit it on fire, and we dropped what was it, the drive shaft?
Like half
Steering
a
column.
bridge.
Steering column. And then we dropped a steering column on it. And then the ship blew up.
Just for good measure. We
And
like
then
to
it
make sure
died,
things stay
right?
down.
Oh, unconfirmed.
To be fair, we weren't going to go back and look.
It would,
okay, yeah, that's fair.
at the very least, it was still alive before the ship exploded. So after a giant navigation table, the steering column, and being lit on fire, it was at the very least still alive and being shot a few times.
Yeah. So I hope it's dead.
We all do. But now I'm a little more concerned about this other one that you've run into. You came from the opposite direction.
Yeah, so
I therefore doubt it was the same one we ran into.
if there are more than one of these, that would be...
Did the one you ran into have like a giant mouth full of very sharp, long, or was it something else?
No, that seems to fit, yes.
If I remember correctly, ours was lanky with long arms and legs and claws. I don't remember if it was a mouthful of teeth or not. But...
To be fair, it was a bit hard to see it. It was vaguely dark.
Okay, yeah, mouthful of teeth.
Yep.
Good enough. All right, cool.
Yeah, that does in fact describe this.
Yes, we dropped it into what I can only describe as a meat container. and fought
Like
down
a
there.
freezer, or
No, more like a room on a ship that was just full of rotting bodies.
I'm pretty sure it was its home.
I would be inclined to agree with that.
Those bodies were the previous occupants of said ship. Most likely. Although I didn't really see too much. All I know is what you and Dell told me. I was, 3 stories up and looking down into a fiery pit of hell
That
after
is
throwing half a ship at it.
that is also a fairly apt description. In any case, our hope is to not run into any more of those. Hopefully, by some happenstance, the one that we encountered was the one that you saw, and it's dead now.
only hope, yeah.
And we'll be completely safe, and there will be no danger as we go to this other ship. If we're not, and there is, we'll deal with that when the time comes.
I lean over to Ashton. Hey, your convincing bullshit broke there.
It's because I'm not bullshitting.
Okay, well,
I don't always lie, just when it's convenient or useful. Admittedly, that's a lot of the time. This is not one of them.
Before we leave, something I'd like to look into. Do we have any, torches or anything like that?
Do we have a
Uh.
blowtorch?
A flamethrower. I
That
don't
would
think
be
those exist yet.
that would be nicer, but
Well-
a blowtorch probably does exist.
yes. You'd have to look through the supplies at this point. Sort of, I would ask you guys like when you wanted to head out. You need any help like packing supplies or anything like that?
What time of day is it?
For you guys, currently it's late afternoon-ish. It's also very foggy, so it's difficult to tell.
I
But
think
Probably be first
has
thing in the morning
been-
be best.
Has
Yeah.
been a while since you slept.
I think best course of action would be to get a night's sleep and leave at first break of whatever the fuck passes for dawn around here. Given the seemingly perpetual hell fog.
That sounds good then. Just don't get me. I should probably be up pretty early. If you guys want to pack stuff, I'll need some rations, but otherwise I'm good.
Well, we should be able to get some food. The kitchen is up and working, so
Oh, that's fortunate.
we should be able to have a
Part of the ship that crashed, yeah.
yes, no, we thankfully have working facilities and kitchen, etc.
All right. Before we start going over what supplies you're able to muster for this, Dell, when you went to go talk with Jonathan,
Hmm.
what were you going to talk with him about?
Yeah, for the most part, just kind of reconfirm plans for the next few days. Let him know that they're going to be taking Tim and going to see if they can find the sunken wreckage that he came across to see if we can find the part we need to finish getting the steam engine for the raft put together.
I think you're coming with us because you're the only one who knows the
I-
part.
I know I am, so I'm making sure with Jonathan.
He's
Letting him
referencing
know-
they as in the party.
So- So while we're out, pretty much getting with Jonathan, making sure everything's on track. Pretty much while Dell's been gone, getting the major parts in the sword, leaving Jonathan to be head of getting everything else put together for the raft and everything. Okay, but he still wants to check in to make sure everything's on track.
Yeah, from what you can tell, he's making pretty good progress. it would still be another couple days with both of you working on it, even if you had the parts. So, and that's prior to making some assembly out of materials to make a body for the boat, working on the engine. But it is a rather large, complex machine.
It is. All right. Aside from
and
that,
reducing the size of it, and sure it still works. Is it?
I mean, outside of that, it's just, making sure, aside from everything being on track, just making sure Jonathan's doing all right and the team's doing okay, because it's been a rough couple days and this place ain't exactly nice.
Yeah, no, boss, we had anything come by like what you guys described running into. That Tim character's been holed up in his hole. I think everybody's a little on edge, but we made sure we got everything organized: food, water, facilities.
Good.
Other supplies we've managed to scrounge up. Some people have really taken it upon themselves, sort of past time. That it did help a lot, and I hope I wasn't out of line here. Madam Morley agreed, told them that you guys, you and those other two, were going to be out looking for a specific part.
Nah, that's fine. I'd rather be honest with them in that rather than them try to figure out what's going on. So, nah.
There was one gentleman who said that if you had wanted to go with you,
We don't
William.
exact. You mean that one gentleman that used to be a shit, what was it again?
He said he was Marine, Navy.
Yeah. We don't exactly have rebreathers for more than just a few of us after we've already used a few just to try and scour the bottom part of the ship for any parts we could salvage in the submerged decks. If he did come with us, all he'd end up doing is kind of watching our flank while we're underwater.
We're on the way there.
Yeah. I don't see a problem with it.
Either way, it's fine until he kills us in our sleep.
I mean, I can let him know you're okay with it. That he put
Yeah.
together a bug out bag style.
Considering how late it is, I've got a feeling we're probably not going to be heading out until morning. All right, so if you run into him before I do, go on ahead and let him know.
All right. You guys need any other gear? We were able to. A couple of people were actually really thorough in scrounging through stuff. Managed to find a couple of waterproof lanterns, rope, some other stuff of that nature.
Yeah, that's pretty much all that Dell is pretty much going to do is just make sure got enough supplies for not just the dive, but also for the trip out there. I mean, with how the island's shifting.
There was one thing. Somebody was a recreational diver. And their luggage had a harpoon gun in it, so they've offered to let you take that with you for whatever salvage operation.
Scratch that. Where's that dude? We want him to come with. Oh wait, I'm not there. Darn it.
we'll go ahead and take that.
He's injured.
Step one is we're sending him alone as a scouting party.
If you already got it, I'll go on ahead and take it off your hands. If not, I could just meet up with him a little later to pick it up.
Send him into the water first. If it turns red, we know we should leave.
I believe he's still resting in the infirmary. He already offered it and had it put with some of the other supplies.
All right. In that case, when I get the supplies together a little late here in a little bit, I'll go ahead and pick it up. I'll stop by the infirmary and pass my thanks as well.
All right, sounds good, boss. And
Uh,
I don't die out there for no
Same
other
to you.
reason than, hate to have to look for a new.
Hey, you've been doing an excellent job, Johnny. Keep up the great work. I'll be sure to survive, alright?
I'll hold you to that.
If for
Yeah,
no other
hey,
reason, then if
hey.
you all die, how the fuck are we gonna get off this island?
Hey, let's put it this way, Johnny. We get off this island and back over to England. Pub's on my treat.
Not gonna give him a raise. Just gonna
no,
treat him to a
that'll-
drink.
Hey. The raise will come later. Okay? Right now, I think we're all more interested in just relaxing once we're off this damn island.
Just drink the PTSD away.
Yes, exactly.
This is.
All right.
We do not recommend
Not
this
official
as
psychiatric
official
recommendation.
advice. Yeah. This is not official medical advice. Do not drink your PTSD away.
Despite the fact that alcohol is chemically a solution, it's not the solution.
All
right. So you'll convene, and going through the supplies, you're able to find, food, some canteens of water, some alcohol if you want to bring some with you, various other emergency supplies, a couple of flares, chemical lights, rope, small waterproof lanterns that are mostly full with kerosene, a variety of weaponry, various things, everything from the harpoon gun that was mentioned, the rifles that were part of the ship's security details, holdings, a baseball bat that somebody was bringing along because they were planning on going to see baseball in America. Various tools that both would be useful for dismantling or reappropriating things, or as weapons if you really were desperate, hammers, crowbars, that sort of thing.
Trying to think if there's anything else we could use.
Bring a couple bottles of whiskey would probably not be a bad idea, if for no other reason than in field disinfectant. Something goes
That works,
wrong.
actually.
Waterproof matches, oilcloth, that sort of thing.
Can we turn them into Molotov cocktails?
Possible.
It's possible. Counterpoint. If you could, would they be useful underwater? If they were, would you want them to be?
Yes. Can we roll for it?
I'm just putting this out there as a saying that A, Molotovs don't really work underwater very well, and B, even if you manage to catch the alcohol on fire, it's going to spread in a liquid.
What if we rolled really well? Could they
Then you would know that.
Could they work underwater?
You may be able to jerry-rig some sort of other underwater weapon from the available tools, supplies, and parts, but I don't think fire underwater is the best combat strategy.
If we are in a situation where we are needing to use a Molotov cocktail underwater, I am fine with it spreading.
Now there would be an idea, though. Kind of looking around a little bit.
Bring oil to
Going
use as a
back over
Molotov.
to Dell and Jonathan. Hey Dell.
Yep.
Oh, hey Jonathan. Quick
Okay.
question for you guys.
Go ahead.
Being that we ran into Ashton's so-called hobo, Dell, would there be any chance we could improvise a makeshift net launcher of some kind?
Be a bit tough to do. I mean, we're gonna be picking up a harpoon gun that day. That's been offered. That might work out, but we don't exactly have the net. At least not that I know of, and that might take a little bit.
I kind of figured
And
a boat would have a net, but
You,
I mean, I think we've got some nets, but I'm pretty sure they're the kind that are meant for like catching things
I mean,
at
that's
large
kind of
scale.
by chance, do we have any extra oil that we could bring?
There's some extra kerosene lanterns.
Yeah, I'll bring a couple of those in the event that we actually need to catch the surface of the water on fire as a get the fuck out of here.
Okay. To your question, Doyle, Jonathan types up. Yeah, we've got some like rigging nets, but those are way too big to actually make a launcher for.
Mm,
Could certainly be useful to bring them at the very least. You could throw them.
they're a little bit big and heavy to be thrown, is what he's saying.
yeah, they're not
Yeah,
exactly
like-
fishing nets.
These are nets made with like 1 inch thick rope.
Yeah.
Like super huge rope.
Nautical rope.
Yeah.
Are they too big for like two people to throw together?
Yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
This is more like here's a net-like structure because it's a great way to span two areas that people need to climb between without actually installing a ladder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
all right.
And
Well,
people could reasonably like move one, but throwing it wouldn't really work very well.
No, that's fair.
all right. Well, it was an idea.
Yeah.
Obviously, not a very good one, but
We
All right. Thanks,
we
Dell.
might be
Thanks,
able to
Jonathan.
improvise something else if we have more time.
What do you mean? You
Well-
something in mind, Jonathan?
You said that you caught that one thing on fire, yeah?
Yes. What I wouldn't give to have some way of shooting fire at them. Be kind of nice.
Well, that was kind of with my thinking, especially if we're going to be diving into this ship. If, God forbid
Well, it
we...
won't work underwater, but you
Well,
know, if we manage to catch the thing up
God
above
forbid we end
water-
up running into one of those things down there. If we are able to put enough distance between it and ourselves, we could at the very least... It didn't seem to like the fire. We could use the oil in these couple of lanterns I grabbed here to light the surface of the water on fire, maybe be able to get away from it.
But do you have anything in mind, Jonathan, that might be able to weaponize fire?
I don't know about fire.
But he has a convenient ice gun.
I don't know about fire. Pulls out an air cannon. No. I was just thinking some of those the compacted kerosene cakes that we use for the lanterns. We might be able to find some way to jerry-rig them into some sort of bomb or something.
Well, that would certainly be useful. If we're able to use that underwater, especially.
It's a heavy maybe, honestly.
Anything I can do to help? I mean, it sounds like something to pursue. We've got a knight.
Is Tim with us at the moment?
No,
No.
Tim's not allowed on the ship. He tends to stay on his stay in his little
I
hub.
didn't know where you guys like actually were. If you
I
guys-
went looking for Dell and Jonathan to ask him about a net cannon, basically.
Yeah, no, I thought they were still
think-
outside, but okay.
I think I know where Jonathan is going. Is there a way I can roll crafts as head engineer with my engineering knowledge to kind of connect the dots on this one here?
Sure.
Because it's sounding as though it's kind of the biggest thing is we would have to make some type of thing on these kerosene cakes that would light them.
Sort of.
Question, Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
When our characters are from, has thermite been invented?
Good question.
I think they're all good at least.
Not bad.
There you go.
And
It was originally discovered in 1895, so yes.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we could theoretically try to make.
Oh wait, no. It was in 1894. Oh, you're a year off. But also, you probably don't have the stuff to make thermite.
Yeah, worth a shot.
So, Dell, you would know that he might be hinting at some sort of other chemical that could create a violent reaction.
yes, that's it. That's it. If we were able to like make something to, oh shit, what is it that really sets kerosene off?
Fire?
No,
No,
it's a
aside from
chemical
that.
reaction.
Oh.
Reactive chemicals. With that roll, you would the thing that would immediately come to your mind is that for cleaning purposes, there is a diluted form of nitric acid that is part of a cleaning mixture that's used on the ship. That would probably spark a kerosene.
We wouldn't have the ingredients for thermite?
Nitric acid, that's it.
Well, it depends on how you're making it, but you could make the reaction stuff for thermite. The primary ingredient that would be more difficult to come across is nitroglycerin, but that's also part of the reason that nitric acid would be useful.
But yeah, no, it's nitric acid, of course. Jonathan, you're a freaking genius. In some of the cleaning solutions that's used around the ship, they have a chemical compound, nitric acid, in it. If we're able to find one that has more nitric acid inside of it to include and like drop a bit inside the kerosene cake, it's going to create a reaction that's practically going to make them into a high yield explosive, pretty much.
Oh, that certainly sounds something worth trying out at the very least. Especially with the sound of it, it sounds like you wouldn't need to introduce fire, which means we might be able to use it underwater too.
It is highly possible, though underwater it's going to be more of a concussive burst that's going to cover them in the heat of the chemical.
Yeah, and also we'd have to figure out some way to make it so that it didn't just immediately react, because that would be bad.
Yeah, some type of time delay. Something that would be able to hold the nitric acid inside of it and not immediately like wear away from the acid, like something that'll wear away once it's dropped inside the cake.
Well, if we could... Cleaner doesn't have too much, but you wouldn't need too much for repairs.
Yeah.
Maybe if we have a little, like, glass container of it.
Yeah,
a little,
not only that, the reaction.
Some sort of container with the kerosene cake.
Yeah.
When you threw it, it would break.
They would combine together to start the reaction. It wouldn't work as well underwater, but once we get it out of the water, that is going to cook it alive. On top of that, a lot of times, is kerosene like Greek fire?
Kerosene is a fuel.
Oh.
Yeah,
like-
I'm remembering Greek fire, the type of fire that you couldn't even really. It's like super hard to put out with water.
No, you do not put kerosene out with water. If anybody ever has the idea to put kerosene out with water,
Don't.
do not.
Yeah.
Just
Smack
don't.
Not only
really hard.
Not only that, but once that kerosene's lit on the body, even if it goes underwater, it's still going to be burning.
I think that's for a more immediate reaction, Taylor. You can start it with a
But-
simple open flame.
Yeah, let's get
Yeah.
ourselves let's see if we can find some glass vials to at least get some of the cleaner into, even if we have to just quickly put it in, like throw both products together, or even just put it inside the cake and throw it. That will help. With the cleaner, since it's only some amount of nitric acid inside of it, it's not going to be an immediate reaction, and it should give just enough time to add and throw before it reacts explosively.
I had a thought, and this is something from when I was a kid that we probably shouldn't have done. We figured out a way to drill a hole and a cap on a pipe that would have sort of a wire hook in it,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
use
jeez.
it to break things inside of pipes.
Repeat that one more time, because my mind kind of blanked on that.
We used to mix stuff up in pipes,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a pipe bomb, but a lot less reactive because we were kids, but we weren't that dumb. You could have a wire holding something
Mm-hmm.
and have it like through the end cap on a pipe and sitting under something. You'd like turn it and it would let it go. We might be able to do something similar with like just some sort of mechanism to break the glass.
Would it be possible to just do like a simple nail through a small copper tube that you can kind of just punch? It will break a smaller sheet of glass, and that'll combine the two.
Hmm. That would be doable. I don't know how much time it'd give you.
And if we can find some of these, and I kind of knock around on some of the pipes that are around us, some of the smaller pipes of these that are just large enough for nail some of that, the whatever it's called, stuff, and some broken pieces of glass. Make a. The only hard part would be fabricating some sort of a connection between those, the cakes and the tube itself.
I might actually be able to get that done and figured out. Actually,
Right? Just like be careful using it. We won't really have a good way of timing it properly.
yeah, it's gonna be kind of a hit or miss type of thing once we get it going. It's gonna have to be absolutely handled, just absolutely carefully. So, well, Johnny, how about we get to work with this? See if we can get a couple of these made.
Yeah, sure. Just be careful that I don't think we have stuff really good.
Yeah, you know. All right, I guess I'm rolling crafts again.
Yeah. Jonathan would hate for his suggestion to lead to you guys having an issue.
Oh, did you hear how Taylor
I
said
still
it?
rolled good.
Did you hear how Taylor said it? Jonathan is the villain.
No, but hey, you know what? I still rolled a good. My crafts +4 made this awesome.
All right, so yeah, you're able to get a few just pieces of pipe. Put either crimp them shut or put caps on them.
Mhm.
Put a little bit of like kerosene cake because a lot of the kerosene that you'd have on hand would be these little like solid cakes that would burn in a lantern. And take a piece of that. Take a small bottle that's just barely smaller then the
Pipe.
pipe, and then have a end on the other one that has sort of like just a hole with a nail to punch through the glass and release the cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
And you also, just for safety's sake, with your roll, managed to rig up a system of sort of like a wire piece that holds it open, so you don't smash it by accident.
Yeah.
Spring steel kind of thing.
Yeah,
So,
nothing
pretty
that's
much-
going to stop you from pressing the nail down, but it'll stop you from like bumping it and exploding.
Yeah. So pretty much, I just made a grenade.
Closer to pipe bombs.
Yes.
Good enough.
Literally pipe bombs.
How many of these did I make?
3.
All right. I'm gonna add that to the supplies for the dive. 3 kerosene bombs. All right. Okay, I'd say
yeah.
we're about set.
You guys have all of the regular supplies packed. Each of you is equipped with at least some sort of weapon of your choice. There's options between pistols, rifles, and melee of various sorts. Extra supplies, some kerosene bombs, food, water, etc. All packed up and ready as you go to retire. Is there anything anybody wants to do during the night or before the night starts, aside from being on watch?
I was gonna say keeping watch.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same.
All right.
I'm going to grab an extra pistol and rifle.
All right.
I mean, Ashton has a pistol. He has a rifle. He has ammo.
Dell has a pistol
He's-
and harpoon gun.
He's
All
good.
right.
Not exactly a shooter, but at the very least he's set. Oh, Dell will inform Ashton and Doyle of the Marine who's going to be joining them as well, to be kind of extra set of eyes and backup. I keep forgetting his name for some reason.
William.
William, yes.
Or Wilhelm.
William Forthright.
Oh,
Yes, Forthright, that's what it was.
Oh, good. Somebody else who knows how to shoot. Yay.
Uh-huh.
And when we meet up with Tim, I'm going to go ahead and pass him a rifle and a pistol.
I mean, he's got a rifle with him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right,
Tim.
he did. Oh, I forgot all about that. Hey, it's been a couple of months.
He
Never mind, I
let
don't
you guys
recognize
take it from him. As sort of
We
a
will
sign of trust.
bring his rifle out to him.
Yes.
Okay, so that
He-
he'll be able to protect
I
himself.
think he kept his rifle, didn't he? Or I don't know.
No, he let you guys take it because
Mhm.
you were concerned about the security issue of having somebody else buy.
Right,
Mhm.
right. Okay.
But since we're going on an expedition with him, better to have him armed and have our backs.
Yeah.
At least,
Mhm.
we hope.
All right.
That
So
was
yeah,
going all along.
nothing too eventful happens during the night, during any of the shifts. And morning comes, pack up your supplies, and the 5 of you, you 3 along with Tim and William, set out.
Woohoo.
Tim starts leading you in the opposite direction of the direction you went last.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tense, but the travel is relatively uneventful. A couple of things moving in the fog that you're not sure what they are, but they're never there long enough for you guys to figure out what they are. And whatever they were, they're not bothering.
Oh, thank God.
Whew.
guys walk for a couple hours. A little bit of small talk and chatter at first, but pretty soon you're all conserving your energy for just continuing to walk forward. And towards the end of the day, Tim will actually motion you. Hey guys, there's that. I think it's the same ship. It looks similar. He points out, and you can see what looks like just a bit of the front end of a ship poking above the water, about 40 feet out.
Given this, all right.
Oh, that
A
was
bit hard to make out in the fog, and Tim actually mentioned as much. He says it looks like the same silhouette, but he didn't really get a good look at it on the way past. So he can't be sure if it's the same one, but
that's quite far out there, quite sunken.
yeah, it was further away last time, but
You know,
all
it's
things considered, that's not the weirdest thing that's happened here.
probably not the same one, but well,
That
worth
checking
might
out.
actually
taking a
make
look.
more sense, yeah.
I mean, I thought you said that the one you found was a couple of days. We're not even a full day yet.
Yeah, but given
Yeah.
that we went back the other way and found a completely different ship than the one we found before, this doesn't surprise me anymore.
Nope.
No,
But-
Either way,
not
hopefully
really.
it has what we need.
Yeah, question there, Dell, is it worth us trying out that ship? Or, well, you said, Tim, the other one looked like it was closer to shore?
No, the other one was about the same distance from shore.
Oh, okay.
But it was longer travel-wise.
Oh, okay.
Let's-
Well,
And you mentioned that it's foggy and a little hard to see it further out. We're only really seeing the silhouette, right?
Right.
It's hard to tell if it's going to actually be a good call to actually go and see it without actually going to see it with it being this far out. Given how
It's pretty
still
late.
Given how still these waters have been, I'd hazard to say that there's not going to be really any low tide or high tide. As it stands, we may as well go on ahead and check it out. What about you guys? What do you think?
is the light starting to dim around us, or?
Yeah. Again, you can't see the sun, but the light is
Yeah.
dimming enough for you
The
to notice
grayness,
that
is it getting darker?
it's slightly darker gray, and soon it'll be really, really dark gray.
I might suggest we hold off until we have some sort of light to help us out a little bit. We can use some of the resources we have that we set aside for a 3-day, or well, really a 6-day trip there and back again for setting up a little campsite here.
I would agree with that. We don't want
Yeah.
to be trying to get out there in the dark and search around a ship that's underwater without any kind of light.
A ship that we are not at all familiar with what exactly it is.
Not gonna get an argument out of me. Well, alright then. Let's set up camp, gentlemen.
Yay.
Alrighty.
Looking around for like driftwood or anything like that that we could use to make some sort of makeshift shelter.
Is there anything?
Yeah.
Is the tree line back?
If you search around the beach, there are pieces of like broken furniture. None of which is really great for building a shelter, but there's enough to maybe start a small fire.
Yeah, better than nothing.
Is that smart though?
Yes. Fire is always a good thing.
Right, well, you guys debate the merits of fire. I'll be right back.
So,
Give me like
but
a minute.
I was gonna say it could give away our location if we start a fire.
Yes, but we could also use the fire on those creepy hobo things.
I
So-
mean, if you wanna let him get close enough to have to use fire on him.
Well, quick question though. Well, we gotta wait for Taylor to get back for this to be answered properly. But the question would be is if Tim knows, considering he's been traveling out here for a while, if it's safe to set a campfire or not.
That's an
That's
excellent
fair.
point. Tim, what do you say?
Yeah, what do you
Yeah,
say,
we're-
Spent
Tim?
a couple of days out here. Maybe you can help us figure that out. And right now, Taylor's going, "You mother!"
Yep.
I told you, give me a minute. Oh. Tim's totally going to agree with me. No, he's not. I mean, to be fair here, also, we have a number of us here versus what Tim had was just himself. So, well,
Yeah.
some of us are standing guard with a light so we can see things.
All right.
A little
So,
bit
Tim is back.
after reality finishes buffering,
better.
Tim thinks about it. I mean, I had fires. I don't know. That means that it won't attract them, or if I just got lucky.
We have enough with us here to keep watch. I think building a fire is not going to be that big an issue, though. We are definitely going to want to just keep an eye out for everything.
Oh yeah,
that's-
totally.
That said, who wants to volunteer for the first?
William, actually. I'll do first watch.
Ashton will do first watch with William.
All right. So a couple
Huh?
hours. How about this? There's 5 of us here. Let's go on a slightly offset schedule with each other. All right. William can take first watch for the first hour until Ashton is up, and then Ashton will assist him for another hour, and then we'll start rotating from there.
You want to just do hour shifts?
Hour or 2 hour or hour and a half. I mean, it's hard to tell time in this place.
Oh, I'll get away with.
Oh, hang on, Taylor, we can't hear you, or at least I can't hear you.
What now?
What?
Pretty much staggered watch shifts.
Mm-hmm.
That way,
Is that
even
better
if,
at all?
much
Yes.
better.
Okay. Yeah. Well, William suggests that you just do 2 or 3 shifts
Mm-hmm.
and have 1 or 2 people on each shift.
Okay.
I mean, I'm happy to take either second or third shift. I'm not going to fight anybody over it.
Yeah, I'm good with it as well.
That doesn't help anything. Fine, I'll take third shift. You can have second.
All right.
All right. Ashton.
And Tim, you get your beauty sleep.
Go ahead and roll me a notice check.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
All right. You have a very keen mind and very observant. And as you're sitting there, We're passing the time, talking a bit with William about his days in the Royal Navy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see any sort of creatures approach or moving out in the fog, but you do notice something that is decidedly concerning.
Which is?
At first you thought it was just your mind playing tricks on you, but the ship has been at a slightly different position each time you look at it.
Hey, William, does that ship look like it's moving to you? I swear every time I look out, it's somewhere different.
Like it's a little bit different angle than it was when we got here, but it's not. I don't know if it's enough to say it's at a different spot. Maybe we just are misremembering.
Don't feel like we'd misremember something that we just saw and set up camp next to. Like, how far does it look like it's moved?
Maybe a few feet.
Yeah,
Like it's not moved a lot, but it was directly out from you and out from where you were camped, and now it's a very slight angle from where you were camped along the.
Yeah, we'd set up a camp directly in line with it, hadn't we?
You're correct. What does this mean, though?
Not entirely sure. I know when we headed out last time, we were finding things that hadn't been there the first time we went out. Very confused about why the ship is moving, though. That's slightly concerning, especially we haven't been here that long. So if it's moving and we head out there, and it keeps moving, that would be a problem. Especially if we're gonna have people on the ship and people on the beach keeping watch and no real way to communicate with each other.
Suppose we have to make sure that anyone who's on the beach has everything packed up and can simply follow along.
That would certainly be a good idea, I feel. Well, have to let the others know when they get up for their watch, and we can pass the news along and have them keep an eye on the ship and try to gauge how far it's going to move.
That this might explain some of why you folks are finding things in different places. They're moving themselves around.
Does the movement of the ship look like if enough time went by, things would shift to the degree we've seen them shift?
Possibly. I will note, you've not seen the ship actually move. You just have noticed that it is occasionally slightly further along the coast when you look at it. It's a very subtle thing, and you rolled very high.
Okay, how long do we have left in our watch?
About 20 minutes.
So how long has Ashton been up keeping watch?
Well, if you're splitting the watch evenly between people for a roughly 8-hour thing, probably about two hours.
I'll spend the rest of my watch not looking back at the ship, and then when my normal watch time comes to an end, can I look back again?
Sure.
Has it moved at all?
No.
Interesting.
I'm gonna stay up for another 2 hours.
All right.
I will spend the first hour not looking at it and then looking back and seeing if it's moved.
Uh-huh. Are you going to let anybody else know who joins the watch?
Yeah, I'm telling it. Like I said, I'm telling people who come for the next watch, and
Probably be Tim and Doyle, yeah?
all right, then yeah, tell Tim and Doyle.
I thought
No,
Dell
I'm
was
taking
taking
second.
second.
I'm taking
Yeah.
second.
Okay.
So,
Tim and Dell, then.
Then I'm telling Tim and Dell.
okay, that's definitely odd.
Real weird is what it is.
It's concerning to say the least. But yeah, then
Oh.
for the next 2 hours, the first hour I will not look at the ship at all. When I look back, has it moved at all?
No.
Out of curiosity, how far has it moved since you noticed this?
Yeah. About 5, maybe 10 feet. We were directly in line with it, and now it's shifted off a bit at an angle.
It's weird.
I'll spend the next hour, and I want to roll notice.
All right.
Notice or investigate. You can let me know which one. To spend the entire next hour while they're keeping normal watch, I'm just going to watch the ship.
All right. Go ahead and roll. Yeah, notice again.
Would this allow me to trigger, to use a fate point? Well, no, it doesn't cost a fate point, does it, to do this? I don't think.
To invoke an aspect?
A stunt.
Unless the stunt specifically says it costs a fate point. Which one were you thinking of?
Natural detective. When rolling a success for a notice or investigate check when looking for clues trying to piece together a puzzle. When I succeed, I instead succeed with style.
That would apply in this case, yes.
Okay. Great.
All right. Well, you do succeed with style.
Ooh, nice.
I spend that next entire hour before finally lying down, unless something else happens. Just watching the ship.
Through your great practice and acuity at collecting clues, you don't notice the ship move. But you do notice that it occasionally, almost at random, not very often at all, through the whole time you're watching, you'll occasionally see a little ripple of motion that looks like it's coming from very far below the water. And then the water goes still again.
I think we might have a problem.
What makes you say that?
I've been keeping an eye on the ship out there, and I haven't seen it move, but every now and then the water's surface showing signs of movement from pretty far below the surface of the water itself. There's something in there. Something that's moving around, that's deep. And is deep, but causing enough disturbance to show on the surface. It's not often, but I've seen it 2 or 3 times now over the past hour moving around the area.
All right.
That's a concern.
Very much so.
Especially if we're planning to go diving into a ship that's under the water and there's something in there. What we've seen on this island.
It makes me even happier we didn't go in there in the dark.
I agree on that.
Questioning it. How much of a good idea this actually is.
We have much other choice, really?
I mean, other than walking the shore and trying to find something that's closer to shore or less submerged.
Well,
I
we
would
certainly try.
would have suggested the first ship we found. Would have if we hadn't blown it the fuck up. I don't know how much of a choice we really had there.
Let's check in with Doyle and sorry, with Doyle and William in the morning.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hit the hay, but keep your eyes on the island. Keep an extra pair open on the water.
Yeah, I think I might stay up a little extra after Doyle joins me if you want to get some extra rest, Tim.
I appreciate that. Ashton will finally go to bed after discovering terrible things.
Yep.
Boy, it's such a good thing you have such great notice rolls.
I mean, it's better than us going in there without any idea.
Yes. But I do find it amusing. Hey, congratulations on your super successful roll. Here's something you hate.
What?
Alright. So, Tim, Dell, you guys keep an eye on the ship. It doesn't move throughout your entire shift. Tim wakes up Doyle, goes to sleep himself.
Oh, what? Oh, that's right. Oh, thank you. Grab Smartyful.
Welcome to the watch, Doyle.
Anything
Yeah.
to report?
Well, Ashton apparently noticed the ship moving oddly a little bit, and then movement under the water. So something might be underneath those waves at the ship as we had feared.
Ship moving?
Yep, it moved. And Dell will explain the whole thing about, when they set up camp, they were perfectly aligned with the ship. But during the early evening watch, the ship had shifted 5 degrees off from them. And though it has not moved over the course of the night again since then, there has been ripples under the water per Ashton's observance.
Dell, you've worked on a couple of different ships, right?
I have. What's up?
I don't know about necessarily how things work underwater, but ships are big and heavy, right?
For the most part, a ship could still have some buoyancy to it if there's air trapped inside the upper half.
That would cause it to move.
Very possible, yes.
That would be a lot of air trapped in that thing.
Yeah, I myself am thinking something else might be the cause of it.
I'm a little bit concerned that isn't a ship.
You know what a hermit crab is?
Oh, good. We had the same idea. You know how much that horrifies me?
I'm just imagining now. You guys see a giant hermit crab stand up and walk away. It wasn't even bothering you. It just left. No, that doesn't actually happen. It's a pretty great idea, and I'm storing it for later. But that's not what happens.
What doesn't happen is that it doesn't bother us. It actually attacks us immediately.
And then it spawn camps you like any crustacean does.
Yup. Oh boy.
Oh no.
I went back and killed that crab later.
I know you
Several
did.
times.
Oh,
With overpowered magical spells.
I watched him do it. I was a witness to this massacre.
It deserved it. Anyway.
Legitimate.
He also had crab later that evening.
Yes. It was a good day.
All right. Well, I will keep an eye on the ship in the water as much as I keep an eye on the shore. Then.
I'll be staying up with you at least another hour before I pass out. I hope you keep watch around the surroundings.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Both of you rolled me some notice rolls.
Oh yay! Finally, less good rolls.
But I rolled fucking fantastic.
Wow.
Nice.
Mhm.
The tired one.
I'm
Dude.
on fucking point today, which means when we actually have a fight, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Yep. You're totally already dead.
Yep.
I am wasting all of my good luck on this.
All right.
Terrible, but that's like
Yeah. No. You guys don't notice any additional activity around you on the shore. Dell, you're able to spot some more of these like weird ripples, maybe a couple bubbles that Ashton was mentioning, but nothing past that.
Yeah, I'm starting to see those ripples that Ashton was describing. I don't like how that's moving there.
I don't see the ship moving. I don't see the bubbles, but I trust you.
Nah, if you look closely around at the bottom of the ship, you see where the water is kind of a short ways in the water. How it's there's like looks like something's like moving just underneath it, causing ripples along the surface.
Not. I mean, I see the water agitated a little bit, but that's about it.
Yeah. Since when was the water ever agitated here?
Oh, I don't disagree with that statement whatsoever.
Yeah.
I also still am not convinced that that isn't a ship.
Dell, as they're talking, Dell is loading a harpoon into the harpoon gun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a harpoon's going to kill a ship. But we can try. Although, I think I'll wait till everybody's had a little bit more sleep before I try.
Harpoon pipe bomb.
Have you ever tried harpooning a ship? Maybe it will die.
Actually, no. That's an idea, though. Tying one of the pipe bombs to the harpoon.
Oh no.
Anyway,
Dell?
after about an hour of being up,
I think you need some sleep.
yeah, you probably need some sleep.
Yeah, Dell settles to settles to snooze for a couple hours before it's time to get up and get started again.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Doyle, outside of what you've already noticed, not much happens. The hours pass uneventfully, and it's time to get everyone up.
All right. I go around and I shake Ashton awake first, along with William.
All right. Ashton, roll me notice.
Okay. Fair.
Mm-hmm. Well, since you were already aware of this phenomenon, you didn't need anywhere near as high of a roll. Yeah, Doyle comes over to you, and his back's to the water, and he wakes you up, and you sit up, and you look out at the ship, and it's about 10 feet closer to shore.
So the ship is getting closer to us than I see.
What? talking about? The ship's right
yeah,
here.
turn around.
Yeah,
and
Doyle,
see.
you turn around, and it's now 10 feet closer than where it was the last time you looked at it.
Oh, that is not. And I shoot.
All right, roll
No.
shoot.
No.
Wait, did you
God
shoot with
damn
the pipe bomb?
No.
He's got a gun. I'm the one with the harpoon.
Okay.
All right, you shoot, and the gunshot sound rings out. Bullet whizzes right into the prow of the ship.
Does it sound like it hit a ship?
It sounds like it hit a piece of wood, yeah.
The fuck?
And that's how everyone else gets woken up.
Harpoon guns out, ready, just groggy, like, the fuck? Who shot? Well,
No,
what's going on?
Runs up and has a pistol in his hand.
Doyle,
And
Doyle's panicking because the ship was close to the shore and he didn't notice it until I pointed it out to him.
I swear it wasn't that close like a second ago.
No. Wait, at any time did you take your eyes off the ship?
Only when I went to wake up Ashton.
Nobody take your eyes off that ship. At this
Okay.
point, I'm pretty sure everybody's kind of up and ready.
everybody's up. You're all looking at the ship.
Guys,
Is
I think that
the water still moving around as we look at it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately that doesn't seem to get rid of whatever's moving under the surface.
No, but I think we'll just need to keep one person watching that ship while the rest pack up. Take a shift watching it,
Well,
and we move
question.
away.
Oh, okay. So we are going to do that. All right. That sounds like a plan. to me.
Yeah, I am not risking life and limb for what we need if that ship's gonna kill us.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I feel like we should take a look around, see if we can find anything that's crashed up against the shore like we did last time. Hell, we were probably lucky at the last ship we went to that we got the 10 to 15 feet out to the hole we entered in
This one's only 30 feet out now.
without
Yeah.
incident. And then
That
it's
is-
underwater.
Yep.
The last one was not underwater.
Correct.
Nor was it moving.
All right. A very tense morning of packing up and making breakfast while taking turns watching the ship.
I just had a thought. What if we were to move a little further inland and see if we couldn't trick the ship onto shore?
Was what I thought you were going for.
I just thought of it.
Oh, well, that was my original thought. Although, to be fair here, to really trick the darn thing onto shore, I'm kind of thinking we might need a human sacrifice.
Yeah, I don't think I'm willing to give that up. Yeah, no, bad idea. Moving on.
Do we want to try to dive this ship still, though, Dell?
I'm inclined to say, as a last resort.
So does that mean we're continuing on until we find Tim's other ship?
Yeah,
I don't know if there
let's-
is another ship,
To be
but
fair, this might be Tim's ship, especially if it's moving around like this.
That is a scary thing, but I still am not convinced that that's a ship, though, either.
God damn
Ships
it.
don't move like that.
Ooh,
unless someone's
All
pushing
right.
them.
Exactly.
things
All right.
don't randomly show up on beaches either, normally.
That's why I'm concerned. Why
Is-
and how is that ship moving?
At this point, Dell is, has the harpoon gun out and he's pulling out one of the pipe bombs.
Oh, you're still going through
And
with
a
that?
little
I
bit of
thought that was
twine.
just in
It was a
drunk,
crazy,
sleepless idea
Yes.
thing.
but now it's going to become a bit of a reality. Who here is a good shot?
Doyle.
I mean, yeah,
All right.
I would-
am.
I would advise though, if I don't know if these will work like this, but rather than shooting the top of the ship and blowing the part we can see to Kingdom Come, you should probably try to shoot it under the surface and hit whatever the fuck is down there.
Exactly. Which is why I'm thinking, as he finishes tying the pipe bomb onto the harpoon, giving one of these big bad boys a go.
I don't think that'll make it that far.
How far will
No?
it make it, Taylor? Will it make it that far?
Not with that tied onto it, especially not out in the open air.
Just give me a minute here.
Have you ever tried tying a stick of dynamite onto an arrow? It's gonna have the same effect. Don't ask me
Yeah.
how I know that.
Dan, I have concerns.
No, Doyle
I
was
do-
talking. Doyle was talking.
I too
Uh-huh.
have concerns. Look, the only things I could think about is somebody being as close enough to let throw that thing again at whatever comes out of there, and hope it hits, or we shoot this thing to hit it, and it blows up.
Yeah,
One way or another, someone's going to have to. We're all going to have to turn our backs to the darn thing so it comes up on the land.
well, we could always try turning away from it and then turning back and seeing if it comes closer.
You want my opinion? We only
Wait,
need
real
one
quick, who's
person here.
who's watching it right now? Out of the 5 of us.
Ew.
Certainly, let's say William.
Ashton is keeping his eyes on it as well.
All right.
I mean,
What-
my thought is go ahead and leave one of us here with our backs turned towards it for maybe a few seconds.
No, I feel
whilst
like
everybody else goes into the fog a little bit.
that seems like a terrible idea. I'm gonna say we should all stick together.
Yeah, better for only one of us to get eaten by a living ship than all of us.
Or better to have all of us there to back each other up than a bunch of people out in the fog.
All right. Look. Right now, we need to get it to shore, and we're too close to the water for me to feel honestly safe with whatever it is that is in there. I'd say we back away from the shoreline, then turn around to see if it comes out.
Can't back
All
too.
right.
We can't back too far. We won't be able to see it anymore. But we can give it a shot.
Well, we can use some of this debris as place markers. Put a couple of these broken. I grab one of like the deck chairs or something like that.
Mhm.
Break a leg off. We can just stab this into the ground and use it as breadcrumbs.
Taylor,
That's actually a good idea.
Yes.
is William still looking at it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I think Taylor would tell us if William is either. Actually, no, he wouldn't. Absolutely.
Dang it.
You'd probably notice if he wasn't.
If I notice at any point that William stops looking at it, Ashton is going to glance away from it for a second as well and then turn back.
Actually, he's been very vigilant about facing it. As somebody who previously served in the Royal Military, who would likely have a lot of experience doing.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it.
I believe it. All right, let's go ahead, grab ourselves some markers. Grab ourselves some markers and start backing away from it. See what we can pull off.
I'm very confused what these markers are for, but sure.
Yeah, but honestly,
So we don't lose direction.
so we can find our way back to the shoreline if we get too far away
I-
from the shoreline.
If we're getting far enough away from the shoreline that we can't see the shoreline, it means we won't be able to see the ship that is past the shoreline, which means we won't know if it moves or not.
True.
Well, trying to get it close
we
enough
need
show
to
it.
stay like in sight range of the ship to
Yeah.
tell what is happening, which means we need to be in sight range of the shore.
Let's just start backing away from the shoreline while keeping the damn thing in sight.
All right. You guys back up a bit more.
Yeah.
So you can just barely see the silhouette of the ship.
All right.
Okay.
Now we turn around. Well, not fully turn around, but we look away, and then we'll look back.
Okay.
Doyle will turn his back to the thing for like a second or two.
Ashton will not
Right.
do that, and will just turn his head to the side and then look back.
All right. There's a bit of miscoordination, but at the moment when everybody's looking away, you hear a dull but loud thump. You look back, and the ship still looks like it's mostly sunken, but the prow of it has just impacted with the sand on the shore. A little, like, probably about 10, 15 feet from the shore, and the bowsprit is touching the beach.
I'm assuming we can see now the front of the ship unsubmerged.
A little
Okay.
bit. It's still mostly submerged, but it's out enough that it has that angle on the shore.
You know,
Let's.
So
Should
yeah,
we should we bring it in a little closer?
well, if it hit the shore, it would be up at the beach.
Yeah, currently it's the bowsprit is like on the level of the beach, just barely touching it, and the rest of it is mostly underwater. You can see a bit of the front of the bow and the top deck, but it's not at a great angle for viewing.
Does Dell still have the harpoon gun, or did Dell? Did you give Doyle the harpoon gun with the pipe bomb attached?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna signal to Doyle to raise the harpoon gun, but to hold fire.
okay.
And I'm gonna watch the ship and signal to him when and where to fire when I see movement, if I see movement. Can I see if I see anything?
Sure. Again, notice or investigation would work. You do see some motion that presumably came when it moved. You wait for the water to go still again. And then you see not just a bit of rippling in a bubble, but almost like something pale and puffy looking sort of poke above the water a little bit.
I'm gonna immediately signal for Doyle to shoot at it.
With the harpoon gun?
With the harpoon gun with the pipe bomb attached.
Yep.
Okay.
Prime the pipe bomb, shoot the gun.
Well, not bad.
Woo!
All right.
Nice.
That's a direct hit into it. There's a delay for about a second or two. And then as a sort of muffled explosion sound goes off underwater, and a bit of water sprays up, and some whitish-looking objects land on the beach, and the ship like shifts its angle a bit as it's pushed by the explosion.
That's surprising.
The
The
ex-
ship is.
The explosion is able to push the ship.
And enough that the ship shifts from being straight in to about like a very slight angle. Just pushed it to the side a little bit. Back end.
Huh.
I
Okay.
feel like that's not a ship, or an explosion would not be able to push it.
That's what I've been saying. As I throw the harpoon gun onto the ground.
Oh,
Oh wait, I pick it back up and I
when,
dust it off real quickly.
when
Throw it
were
onto
you
my
saying
shoulder.
that wasn't a ship? I must have been asleep for that part. Sorry.
That was a debate that Doyle and I had been having before I passed out.
I'm inclined to
But
agree with
yeah,
them.
you now see the ship at a very, very slight angle,
I will
and
go
a bunch of chunks of whitish, puffy something or other scattered around the beach a bit.
Well,
yeah.
I don't think that's a hermit crab.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
As
do.
I start walking forward to try to get a better visual of the white clumps.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the scientific thing and take one of the like bits of like broken furniture, and poke it with a stick.
It squishes and sort of sloughs away from what looks almost like a bone.
You?
Okay.
What size bone?
Well, the piece that he's poking at is like probably about a football-sized chunk of mass. It's a relatively thin bone, but probably it's about a inch thick, maybe.
Ooh. All right.
And if that's a piece of something getting blown off of something, I feel like that's something we don't want to tango with in the water.
And there's a couple of these clumps of fleshy things.
Right.
Well, Dell, I have some good news for you.
Yeah?
Your pipe bombs work.
Yeah, I can see that.
The bad news is, based on how much I'm seeing here, I'm not certain that thing is dead.
Yeah, I can. I believe that 100%. Gentlemen, do we still want to try and get on this ship?
Hey,
Uh,
Dell, what's the possibility of us making one of those ancient Greek rowing ships to get the hell out of here?
Considering there's no forest,
I was gonna say, Taylor, is the tree line
Slim.
back yet?
I'd say
Fuck
no,
you.
Slim to nil. Slim to nil.
Taylor, you want to give us the forest again?
Better question. You want to navigate the forest?
We said we're gonna navigate the forest. We're gonna just chop down the edge.
Hmm.
Trees are probably evil. Who are we kidding?
Well, we know the water's evil.
Water's not necessarily evil. You've been in
dis-
the water and been fine.
I distinctly don't believe you, and I also distinctly remember you making me make a roll when we went into the water.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ashton, quick question for you. Does this fleshy stuff, I kind of kick it with the edge of my boot a little bit.
It squishes and wafts away a bit, and you see another, like a piece of bone that's been exposed.
Does this fleshy stuff remind you of I didn't get a good view of it until it was on fire. Remind you of the hobo at all?
No.
I whispered to him, by the way, how much longer do I have to pretend that it was a hobo?
Can't say this reminds me of a hobo at all.
Well, we know it's mostly on shore now. Shall we go ahead and go forward?
No.
I'm afraid to, but I don't think we have any choice in the matter, do we?
What do we think the odds are that the GM is going to give us something else that we can go explore that's not more deadly than this?
Slim to nil.
Bad metagaming. Bad.
Shush! Disembodied voice of whatever the fuck rules this island.
Yeah, you don't want to meet that.
I'm talking to
I
it.
think we're meeting a piece of it.
I wonder if it likes pipe bombs.
I don't
Got
think
two
so,
more.
being that we blew off one of its tentacles.
I mean, we may have blown off a chunk of it, but it's not coming towards us angrily or anything like that.
All right,
It could be playing dead.
I have a thought.
Go on, Ed.
Especially with the other things that are on this island, I don't feel comfortable leaving one person out here alone to keep eyes on the ship.
I don't blame you one bit. I'd say 2 people would be the job.
Let's split up, Gay.
Yeah.
I think we
What's
should
the worst
split
that
the
could happen?
party. Have 3 people go on, 2 stay off, or 2 people go on, 3 stay off.
I'm gonna have to be one of the ones who goes on. I'm the only one who can actually identify the part that we're looking for. Okay, not everybody chime in all at once.
There are so many volunteers to help you, Jacob.
Well, I mean, I had a quick question before.
Go ahead.
Taylor, disembodied voice of the island.
I have
Is
my
there-
thoughts, but
Is there any distinguishing features of these white masses that would give us any indication as to what kind of body part we blew off? Like any?
Would you like to examine them more closely and maybe poke them about with the stick until you see something that catches your interest?
Yeah.
that's
Then
an
roll me
activity.
investigation.
Investigation. Where is it there?
Poke it with the stick.
All right.
The oldest form of investigation.
I poke it with a stick.
Can I assist him in some way?
I would say do your own.
You can both look at the same thing as you poke it.
I will help him, seeing as my character is good at investigating.
Yeah, so as he starts poking about at one of the pieces with a stick and more of it starts like sloughing away from whatever form it is, he's not really making it out. But Ashton notices much more readily because, you know, you've worked as an investigator, you've seen your share of death. This is looking more and more like some sort of body part that was sitting in the water for a very long time and got bloated. And as more and more is poked away, you notice like a shattered piece of bone connected to another bone. This is a shoulder of some sort.
Well, that's concerning. I mean, look here, Doyle. It looks like these are pieces of a body that's been in the water for quite a while. This might be a shoulder here. I mean, that was a body that's been in the water for a long time. That's not gonna move a ship. There's gonna be more.
A lot more.
To move a ship, I would be inclined to agree.
So we're either looking at... Well, no, because this looks like just a normal man's shoulder.
That's what I got out of what Taylor said.
So
Mm-hmm.
we're
It
looking
looks
at
like
a
the
horde
shoulder of a
possibly.
person that has been soaking in the water for a while is a dead body.
Great. I'm glad our Cthulhu game is devolving into the zombie apocalypse.
That's
I'm
what's happening.
going to possibly regret this. I think Dell needs to go on the ship to see if we can find that part. I think that Tim and I should go with him, and Doyle and William stay on the shore, keep eyes on the ship so that it doesn't move on us again while we're on it.
I mean, okay, I'll stand watch as much as possible.
We'll make a meta note as the DM that would leave Dan out of most of the rest of the encounter.
Okay. That was my in character, like
That would be a
like
problem.
Yeah.
like, I trust these two people more than these other two people. Like, I trust more having someone that I trust having my back on the shoreline as well as being with me on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
It also does kind of make a little bit of sense, but
And it's like, assuming something's not up to snuff, Doyle is probably the best between us at combat. If William was pulling something, but I trust William, unsure about Tim. I trust William more than Tim, so having him on the shore to keep eyes on the ship would be good. Leaving Tim and William on the shore, if something happens to William and he gets into a fight with Tim, Tim is probably going to get the upper hand pretty quickly there, but if Dell and I are on the ship with Tim, then we could probably get away from him.
All right.
But, yeah, no, I get where Taylor's coming from, that... But I also feel like if it's going to leave someone out of the rest of the encounter for the finale, that's probably not a good call, and it probably also means that neither of them are going to betray us, or Taylor wouldn't actively discourage us from splitting.
I'll be honest. I trust Tim. He's kept his end of the bargain and staying with us. Surrendered his weapon. Everything. He has not made a move against the ship. And if both he and William stayed on the shore to keep watch while the three of us go in to take care of things, I think that would work out. I mean, on top of that, I mean, Tim may be from the future, but William's a Marine.
Yeah,
Right.
no, and that's fair.
Yeah.
I think especially if Taylor is encouraging all of us to go onto the ship together.
I think that means I need to be there.
Yes.
Well, if you want to participate, then
yeah,
yes.
the thing is, I don't think it means you need to be there. If you want to participate, you do. I also feel like Taylor wouldn't be discouraging us from splitting like this if one of them was going to betray us, or that would... I don't feel like he would do that, because then we would have no... He would be discouraging us from having any say in, like, stopping any kind of outside betrayal from someone.
Bit meta, but fair.
Well, no, this is just out of character saying...
I know,
saying
yeah.
If you're... Like, that, what I said was my in-character suggestion, but if you're discouraging that, I feel like you wouldn't be discouraging us from being able to have any influence on any outside event that's happening.
You would be correct.
All right, so we'll change it, and I'll join the party.
Yeah,
Yo.
We're all
I'm
gonna die.
I'm okay with that as well. We'll be leaving our backs to the two of you, William, Tim. Keep
All right, well, good luck,
eyes
gents.
eyes on the ship. Let's all get out of here safely.
Yeah, no, if it can't move while we're looking at it, we'll keep an eye so it doesn't move while you're on it.
Oh, counting on you to have my back again, Doyle.
I will do my best.
Let's get this done with. Gentlemen, we'll be back.
Or we won't be. And everyone dies. Let's go!
Uh-oh, something popped up on the screen. I don't like this!
Hold on, let me choose my options so I can actually... Hold
It's
on.
probably the ship.
Miscellaneous, text chat, audio, video, play, small. There we go. Okay, now I can actually click on things.
Oh, God. Now, thankfully, the ship is beached, so we can get onto it.
I love the shark. It's like,
without
oh,
dealing
yeah,
with the shark.
That's basically what I was afraid we're walking into. It's not a boat. It's a shark. It's a hermit crab.
It's a hermit shark?
Okay.
It's a hermit crab shark. Yep.
Hold on a second. I need to fix something. Are you kidding me? Okay, hold on.
Thanks, Roll20. Piece by piece.
There we go. I had these lined up actually properly, so they might be a little janky.
All good.
Because they disappeared underneath the other parts of the map layer, which is putting it to, so we wouldn't accidentally move it around instead of the tokens.
Like what's currently happening right now.
Yes.
I'm surprised you didn't make that just a map layer.
This is on the GM layer because I didn't
Yeah,
need it
no,
there until now.
I was just saying I'm surprised you didn't make like the parchment border and like the like legendary, the terrible, the 4 actions, and like the like border and the background playfield is map layer.
Oh, those are map layer.
Oh Jesus, then what the fuck? God damn it, Roll20.
Yeah, for now, I think that
Rocks fall and everyone dies.
that should be sufficient for your information for now. We are starting with Tim, and he doesn't have a token, but I will put his name. So,
Tim and William.
He still doesn't have a face. Yeah, we've just been talking to fucking like Beach Ball the whole time.
Ooh, excuse me.
all right, and actually, relay that. I think. No, I dragged the other ones on. Yeah, go ahead, drag your own things on. Go drag the other ones on, then they will not let you control them. I think.
Yeah, a bit
Yeah.
annoying.
No, if you drag them on, we can't control them even if they're our token. We have to actively be the one to place them on the board without you giving control to us specifically.
Mm-hmm. All right. So currently the zone you are in is on the surface. Tim and William are on the beach. You do have a couple of different ways of going about this. You could walk across the bowsprit onto the decks. It'll get you about 10 feet of space before you start going back under the water. You can go underwater around the ship.
Go across the bow. Does it feel like I'm walking on a ship?
I'm going
That's a
to.
good question.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Yes, it does.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't have to roll to see it. Yes, it's sounds like wood, feels like wood. Doesn't really bob much, but it feels like a ship that's crashed.
Better than it sounding like flesh and feeling like flesh.
Well, I shot it earlier and it sounded like wood, but yes. All right. We need the. Do we need the breathing apparatus thingamajiggies, Dell?
Yep. If we're going underwater.
And where is it exactly we're trying to get to?
Ah, shit. It's that inverter. Wait, I might be getting confused with the Fallout game. It's been a while since I've.
Hey, we're doing that tomorrow.
It's a conversion valve.
That's right. The conversion valve. Oh, crap. That's right. It is.
So-
Fallout is tomorrow. Yay!
You would need to find either a boiler room or an engine room of some sort. Likely to find something like that.
Yeah, we're going
And in
to have...
most ships that you've worked on, they tend not to be on the higher levels of the ship. They tend to be like mid-level, maybe a bit to the back, so it's closer to the actual propellers or turbines.
Yeah, we're going towards the back of the ship, towards the mid-levels.
And that's free information that you get because you're the head
Well,
engineer.
Yep, I built my ship.
Question.
Is-
The
is-
rifles we have.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a little bit important, as I only have the one harpoon, I assume, that we've already used. Are they...
You have
bolt action?
additional harpoons.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Scratch that. Leave the rifle on the shore for right now and take the harpoon.
Will our guns work underwater?
And if they're bolt action or revolvers, a little bit, yes.
Currently, your rifles would likely be bolt action.
Okay.
And
So,
your
bolt action with me too. But...
handguns may well be revolvers as well.
Mm-hmm.
They'll work to an extent in that you'll be able to fire them underwater because this is at the point where encapsulated bullets are a thing.
Yeah.
It will not be good for the gun.
Yeah.
Wait. I'll ask after we finish up. I thought the next Fallout game was until next week because we played last week.
Next week, remember, I'm going to be going out to Sherman on Sunday to pick the
Yeah, we're moving the Fallout game up because then
Okay.
we won't play it the next week.
Okay.
And don't worry, I forgot myself. And that means I might not be able to stream tomorrow because of everything we got planned, but that's something for after stream.
We'll figure it out.
Figure it out.
Nope.
Yeah.
We also don't have to do it. But anyway, sorry for the distraction. I meant it to be a joke.
No, it's okay. It's just
No, it's just you said it, and I was like, wait a second. Am I going insane?
Wait.
The answer's no.
that's because you're already insane.
Yeah, we all know this.
Unrelated to our current,
Yes.
thing going on.
Anyway,
We're working on that one.
Reload the harpoon gun. Check the bolt action rifle. Load
Yep.
around into the chamber so that I can at least use it once. Yeah,
All
range
right.
are significantly reduced also with ballistic weapons in water, but they do still kind of work.
But it's very bad for them.
Yes. Alrighty.
Following
Breathing
Doyle's.
mask on, and here we go.
I'll do the
Wait,
same
no.
for my rifle, following Doyle's lead and mask up.
Yep,
All right.
going in.
So as you're going in,
How is the visibility?
Along-
Still pretty good here, like it was the last place.
yeah. Hold on. Get on my way notes page.
So if I remember correctly, we could like see like pretty deep into the water.
Yeah. So. Blurp. So it's sort of a placeholder one. Okay. As you go along the deck, the angle quickly makes it so that proceeding puts you below the water. And as you start to get a little bit more below the water, laps up against your breathing mask, past your eyes, and you look around, and you notice that on either side of the ship are what look like ropes leading up to these white, bloated things.
Yuck. Just going to try
And
to.
After
avoid-
looking at them for a moment, you realize that these are bodies that have been tied to the ship somehow.
Bodies
What?
tied to ropes tied to the ship.
Yes. But they're all out on the sides. And the ropes just lead down and sideways. Almost like a demented version of balloons.
Okay.
Huh.
And so underwater, you do have a bit of an obstacle.
Okay.
If you want to go to the sides.
What the fuck?
Underwater mines.
Flesh mines?
Yes. You want me to make it bigger so it's easier to see?
No. I'm
Yeah.
good.
May as well.
All right.
Ugh.
Lovely.
I'm out. Good luck, guys.
To be
But
fair,
yes,
I making it bigger, I was actually able to see what the image was. Like looking at it like this, it looks like the top of like a weird like alien head with long pointy ears popping up through the water.
It does look like that from a distance.
Yeah.
yeah, no. That is not what it is.
Well, I mean,
As you piece together that whatever body parts you were fighting on the shore, you just blew some of these up. And in fact, you notice a chunk of space towards the area where you shot it, where there are none.
Lovely.
Okay.
However, that's really only an obstacle if you choose to go underwater to the sides of the ship.
yeah.
As you're currently going down towards the
in the center, basically.
yeah, in the center of the ship, you don't see any on or near the deck.
Okay.
As you do find pretty readily a hatch down into the below decks area, as well as what looks like a bit further back, some sort of cabin near the back of the ship.
As once we're in the water, is there any point where we're having to go around where we're like near the edge of the ship?
You don't have to. If you'd like to look over the edge, you can do so comfortably without getting anywhere near the flesh mines.
Hmm.
And that was more so a trap for if we chose to go just swimming straight out to the ship.
Less a trap, more an obstacle, but yes.
Does the ship look like a steam liner that we would be used to?
No. It's
No.
a good question. Well, it appears that this ship does have a lot of the accoutrement that you would expect stylistically. It looks to be a sailing ship.
Alright. I'm gonna signal to Doyle to watch my back.
Okay.
I am gonna peek over the edge of the ship.
All right.
Ready to shoot.
Just for giggles, roll me notice.
Yeah, because you had said there was something moving deep in the water, and those flesh mines would not have been deep in the water.
Gentlemen, I will be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Superb 5.
Ooh.
Oh, excellent. So you look over the edge, and you notice that there are some sort of like struts on the side of the ship that poke out,
Mhm.
and that's what the rope attached to these things is actually going down to.
Okay.
You also notice something that you hadn't previously in the area where you were at, and that is fish. Not many, but a few. Every once in a while, one of them will dart up and start nibbling at one of the bodies. And still with even less frequency, one of them will run up, nibble at one of the bodies, and it will explode into a fleshy mass. Not the force of explosion that you'd expect, but sort of like a just
The fish or the body?
body.
Okay.
And then the pieces will either float or settle down towards the bottom.
Nothing deeper, though?
Not that you can see. As you look, you see that the grade that the ship butts up against the shore is actually pretty steep. The front probably about a third of the bow is actually touching sand, and then just sort of trails back. And past that, you can see down to the bottom, sand, rocks. But nothing else.
That's concerning. Okay.
It's the ship. It's alive. When Jacob gets back, Doyle will motion to Dell the fact that this thing seems to have masts instead of. I'm guessing it has a severe lack of.
Balloons, yes.
Yes.
Well, I mean, in
Or,
traditional
you know,
sense, at least,
engines.
yeah. It doesn't appear to have any sort of external flotation devices, but it would still have large propellers near the back.
Okay, so
Turbine.
it does have mechanical aspects to it. It's not like
Yes,
straight
But
sailing.
it doesn't look like a airship. It looks like a steamship.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. When you said sail ship, I was picturing, like
It's aesthetically more of a sailing
30s.
ship. It's like a hybrid.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
It does in fact have a mast and sails that
But
you
it
would have seen
doesn't-
above the water, except for the fact that they're broken about 5 to 10 feet from the
Right.
deck of the ship.
No,
But it also has large mechanical parts, turbines that are very obvious.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
I was also thinking that, yeah, if this is a sailing ship, why the fuck are we going into it? Like, we should just
I
leave,
was
like,
just
right
about to
now.
say, I
Yeah.
don't think this is the right ship for us.
I will say with the superb notice, by the way,
Yes.
you do notice one other thing. That's a lone, relatively small for the species, just a lone shark, occasionally eating a fish.
How big does it look?
Based on your estimation from its proximity to the flesh mines and how much you imagine they're probably sized, maybe 5 or 6 feet long.
Like, I'll look over at, like, Doyle and Dell and, like, stretch my arms out to, like, this. There's maybe, like, a 5 to 6 foot gap between my hands, and then I'll just, like, in front of my mouth, like, make, like, flapping with my hands like shark. And pray to God that they know what I'm saying, because we can't talk.
Not easily, at least.
Usually you just need to do the fin over your head.
You just put your hand over your head and seriously from the back of your dun.
Uh-huh.
Great.
But yes, you have located there is among these smaller fish darting in and around the seafloor. There is one shark, and it appears to have eaten a fish as you were watching.
Here's a question.
yay.
The fish that touched the flesh mines,
Mm-hmm.
anything happen
That's
to
a
them?
sentence. Yeah, no. When they explode, they look very like shell shocked almost. They go completely still for a moment before starting swimming around again. Some of them don't start swimming around again.
They
Okay.
just float to the top.
You gather it's probably not a lot of force, but also their fish.
Yeah, it's not. It's not enough for us to like do a whole lot, but they're also like really tiny fish nibbling at flesh mines.
Yeah, like 5-inch fish underwater going.
Yeah.
That is canonically the sound, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
Nope.
It doesn't actually make that sound.
Nope. It now makes that sound officially.
Eldritch horrors from beyond reality.
I like it. All right. Well, I assume we're going into the bowels of the ship.
Yeah. No. Just there's a shark, but that's still not something that would
All right.
that would make ripples noticeable enough from 40 feet out, looking like they're deep underwater forces. So there's something else down here, but we don't know what it is.
The ship.
No, because it would be deep underwater. The ship wasn't like deep underwater.
Well, more than half of it was.
Yeah,
Up there. Okay.
but the ship at least from my impression of like the way Taylor described it, it was like the ripples were like moving around the ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you would have probably pieced this together given your good deductive reasoning. It's probably stuff happening with the floated bodies underwater causing a lot of that movement that you saw.
Okay, yeah, no, I thought you were saying it looked like it was like something that was like deeper underwater. It was like the kind of like small surface wake that something that's like deep underwater making like a large current would cause.
Nope.
Close
Anyway.
to that, but not quite. It was noticeably from something that was not on the surface.
So yeah, probably not the flesh mines.
Hmm?
All right. And
Go ahead.
as you guys continue below decks, you notice it doesn't seem like the wood is rotting in any great respect, but everything inside is sort of rotted or bloated or rusted, depending on the material. It looks like a lot of the contents of this ship have been much more poorly treated by the salt water than the ship itself.
Oof.
Okay.
Well,
And as you guys look for either some sort of direction or a path that might seem like it leads towards an engine or a boiler, I would like everyone to roll me an investigate check.
oh, lovely.
Are we trying to look for clues?
Oh. This could be construed as that, yes.
Alright.
So it would be reasonable to...
No, just a 1, which might succeed, which means I would succeed with style regardless, but probably not. But hopefully, because we all did really fucking bad.
Dell, I would say you could probably re-roll this one based on your head engineer knowledge of how ships are laid out.
Mm-hmm.
Silent, you failed for finding the engine passage, but you succeeded for something else. We'll get to that in a minute. After.
I don't like that.
Are we sure we want me to reroll?
Oh my gosh.
So as it turns out, the ship is not laid out anything like you would expect a normal ship to be laid out, and in fact makes very little sense.
Are we counting that as a reroll for Jacob?
If you take the reroll, you have to keep it.
Oh,
That's not very common idea, but
That's a fate point.
yep. It's not very common that you reroll worse than a -1, but yeah, no, whoever built this, it seems like they intentionally made it not align with the way that a regular ship looks. So you're having a lot of trouble finding any sort of engine path or like passage to an engine or labeled boiler room or boiler room where you'd expect it to be. And at one point you actually get turned around so much that you come out into a hallway just as Ashton and Doyle are walking down it. Ashton, you notice before you guys get too close to it, about 20 feet away, you notice from further away, it looks like almost a mannequin.
Uh-oh.
But as you get a bit closer, you also notice that it looks like it's either a remarkably well-preserved body or something made out of cloth. It seems to have like a flat, featureless face almost, but not quite. Sort of a bump where the nose would be. And long, black, stringy-looking hair coming from its head. As otherwise appears to be looks like a almost mannequin-like, like a pale white, naked male body. No noticeable like external genitalia or anything, which lends it more towards looking like a mannequin, but it's just sitting in a chair. Go ahead, actually.
I'm gonna... Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I am going to say,
I was gonna say if you want me to roll something, I can roll something. Otherwise, I was gonna try to signal to Doyle to like stop and try to find a different way that doesn't have a weird killer mannequin sitting in the hallway.
all right. Well, before you do that, roll notice for me real quick.
Okay. Fair.
All right. You do notice one thing about this that makes it stand out from what you would expect any sort of mannequin to look like, which is that instead of feet, it has another set of hands.
Yup, no, so I'm gonna like put my hand on Doyle's shoulder, pull him to a stop, and signal to it gently and back the way we came. Like pinky pointing out to it, like thumb like, get the fuck out of here. To go around.
All right. Well, as you do this, I need everyone to roll me stealth.
Oh boy. Okay, something I'm a little bit better at.
God damn it.
Fair. It's not great.
Good.
Good.
Which is nice, because that's only a +1 for me.
That's a 0 for me.
Average.
Oh my god.
Everyone is above 0.
Mm-hmm. Nonetheless, as you start backing away, Dell bumps into one of the empty chairs sitting on the edge of the hallway and makes a rather grating noise across the floorboards as it digs into them a little bit.
God damn it.
And this thing's head turns to look at him.
Shit.
Let's just keep sliding back and close the door.
Is it in a room that we can close the door on?
Nope.
No.
It's
It's in a hall.
time.
Yeah.
For everyone to die.
Yeah, no, it's time for some combat.
All
right. So, narratively, I think that given the situation, the first turn should go to Doyle or Ashton. Your choice.
I would say me. I'm kind of the one who's the shot, and I have the spear gun.
Oh, and I should also...
Just describe our surroundings to us and everything as well. Yeah, that's what I figured. Describe our surroundings to us and everything so that I can like start to plan for after Doyle has inevitably shot a harpoon at this thing.
All right. So, currently, a bit forward and to the left is the door that Dell came out of. Outside of that, you're in a hallway with occasional bits of what would have been tasteful furniture lining the areas with faded, tattered, and rotted upholstery. There's an occasional, like, almost a bookshelf or a dresser type low shelf full of what looks like muck now, probably was something before. And the only other door to this hallway that's back the way you came is about 30 feet behind you.
Oh, so we're like halfway down the hallway.
Yes.
Okay. How big are these, like, the bookcases? They look like they're big, heavy bookcases?
Probably about 3 to 4 feet high and 5 to 6 feet long, depending on the particular piece of furniture.
Okay.
A very low, wide shelf style of thing.
Something that realistically, if this thing came down towards us, I'd be able to, like, tip it over onto it?
Probably, yes.
Okay.
It might not be too effective because of how low it is, but if it was close, you could tip it over onto it.
Would it be more effective if I stood on it afterwards?
Maybe? It's underwater. You have natural buoyancy. You don't have the full force of your own weight underwater.
Nope, people sink.
Mm-hmm. But not as fast as
Not
an
very
air.
fast.
All right. Well, Doyle, I'm gonna say Doyle takes the first round.
All right. I'd like to take the shot, but I'm going to try to nail its little webbed feet to the floor.
They're not webbed. They're just hands.
Yeah.
Still, I want to try to shoot in a way that will hopefully pin it to the floor.
All right. Would increase difficulty, but it would also increase the rewards for success.
Yep, that's the chance I'm willing to take. Here's hoping it doesn't bite me in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
We're
That's
dead.
good. What are my choices? I can spend a fate point to increase that by 2, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
What are your
Um,
stunts as well?
Let's see here. Yeah, religious fervor and zealot. Nothing that would help us in this particular case.
No.
I could go for a re-roll and claim used to be a hired gun, so I have decent aim, but I want to just spend a fate point and bump that up to 5, which
Well,
is
you would be
third.
bumping it up with the same logic. You'd be invoking one of your
right.
your traits to.
As a pistol packing creature who used to be a hired gun, you could say that you're able to shoot something that you would feel more accurately deals damage.
Yes. That's
All right.
basically
that's
my logic is
A 5, and it costs a fate point, which goes, instead of just going away currently, goes into my pool of fate points for combat.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the chance.
All right.
Here's hoping it worked.
So yeah, you get a pretty superb, actually, shot as a 5, and as you intended, the harpoon goes through one of these weird foot hands and stakes it into the floor underneath it.
Cool.
And in fact, it actually pulls the hand foot with it and rips part of its leg off
Oh, geez. Okay.
as this hand
Oh, joy.
is now stapled to the ground effectively. And from this seam where the skin ripped apart and it's exposed almost tattered pieces of bone and rather large quantity of worms or leeches of some sort inside that start to spill out.
Oh. I have made an error.
You did a very solid hit, but it also did things.
Oh.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I figured you'd all enjoy this.
Fuck this
Oh.
shit, I'm out. No way.
Oh.
So many fun things to beat terrible.
At least we staked one of its extra enemies to the ground.
Yes, and in fact, I think that's enough to get you, because it was a high advantage, a boost.
Yeah.
Is a temporary, but is now applied to this thing, and let's just rename that pinned. All right, and it has a single free invoke, so I'm gonna put that there.
Specifically against the hand.
Yes,
Great.
unless you could narratively invoke some way to make that work against something else. If you can justify it, and I agree, it's doable.
Great.
Also, it only has 3 hands now.
Yeah, we robbed it of one of its appendages.
Also,
We
can't
robbed it of one of its allies.
see the nameplate for the boost.
But
Gosh,
A boost, yeah.
yeah, I see it.
There we
We've
go.
unleashed all manner of horrors that I am now very much so sad about. kind of wishing we had another one of those explosive harpoons.
You have 2 more.
We have 2 more.
No, we well. Oh
We
wait,
have
I thought.
2 more pipe bombs.
Yeah. He didn't attach
Yes.
the other 2 bombs to this harpoon gun.
No, I have
Correct.
not.
But
Just-
you
just the one.
have the potential for it.
Why?
It's gonna take a round to get it put on there and ready to fire.
Why
Or the-
didn't we attach them?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe some nameplates just for everyone to be happy and see names and despair. There we go.
Oh, god damn. Oh, that name.
Moppet leeches.
Yep.
I am totally noped the fuck out. Oh. Oh.
I try to motion to Dell with my hands spreading out from a center point in the water, just like trying to make the symbol for explosion.
Kaboom!
Desperate. As I kind of grab my rifle also and like shake it towards the
Yeah, I'm already grabbing one if it's my turn.
It's Doyle's decision who goes next.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
We are using popcorn initiative. Very interesting for many reasons, but that does mean you choose who goes next. Either whatever benefits you mechanically or what you think fits narratively for what you're trying to do.
I'm going to go with the Moppet.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting
I
choice.
want to try to set some stuff up with Dell and Doyle is my hope.
You are Doyle.
Dell
Yes.
and Ashton.
Well, with Dell and me.
Mhm.
So if I can have Dell go later, it'll be easier for us to coordinate. So my thought is go ahead and let the Moppet go, get its turn over with, to make life a little
Alright.
easier on us.
Oh, God. We're gonna die.
Yep, totally.
Oh yeah.
All right. So yes, as it turns towards you, its features sort of almost like, have you ever seen like a vacuum sealing where it like forms to a shape?
Yeah.
Like that
yeah.
happens and splits open and the eyes are revealed. And the mouth.
Ah!
Yup.
Ah!
Sort of not quite yellow, yellowish eyes. Almost like a tepid yellow color. Pale. As it turns towards you and its hairs sort of swish with its motion and then sort of start waving a little bit on their own.
Those things are eels, aren't they?
And it stands up. Doesn't seem to be too bothered by the loss of its foot hand. And it gestures towards you. I need everyone just to make me a real quick. Just roll, say D6.
A D6. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Just a regular dice roll for randomization.
Dos.
Okay, cool. Ashton rolled the highest. So he's the most noticeable to this thing at the moment.
Wait, shouldn't I get? I had the best stealth though.
Oh, that's fair. But he's seen all of you now. Alright. As it waves its hand towards you, and you see the water around its hand almost twist in a way that doesn't look like it should work.
Uh-oh.
I need you to make me a will roll.
Okay.
All right.
Will. There it is. Will. Okay.
Wait, do you need all of us to make it?
Just you.
Oh.
Oh,
That would have been very good. Holy crap!
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just
I'm just
wasting a
saying,
really
I'm
good.
just actually, you know what? He's casting it at Doyle now. Who succeeds with the plum.
He was pointing at me. You kept saying he was pointing at me.
I
No,
was pointing
you are
to
not
Ashton.
Ashton.
Oh. You said he wasn't
But-
doing anything with Ashton.
That roll is so good, I'm going to retroactively make it you so you can resist it. What the crap, man?
What the fuck?
Look at that roll.
Oh my
That's-
god!
+4. Holy crap. Okay. So you feel this sort of like almost dread, like a deep, anxious fear clawing at your mind. But you have dealt with fear before, and you've dealt with doubt before, and
I clutch my
your
knife all the harder.
fervor keeps you from allowing this fear to take hold of you.
Thank you for accidentally rolling and rolling really well.
I jumped in front of you at the last moment.
Yeah, they're like you blocked off a bit, and it went to you instead. That's a good narrative thing. We're doing that. All right. So that being as it is, I am going to.
Still alive.
You also, as this is happening, you hear something almost like a sort of clattering.
Uh-oh.
And if you look behind you, something barrels through the slightly open doors.
Oh, crap.
Oh shit! Behind us.
Yes. And zooms past you.
Oh.
Yeah, shark! It's our own personal
As-
megalodon.
The shark has scented blood in the water
Oh.
and immediately goes towards the first injured party, which in this case is the mop.
It's our own personal megalodon.
Oh my god.
Yep. That was a mechanic that I figured you might figure in one direction or the other.
Oh, that's
Um,
a good mechanic, actually. Yeah, it's scary.
Let's get. Okay, no, booking the fuck out of there now.
All right, so this shark, it is, it's not actually undead, but I named it Great White, WIGHT for Thai concept, because
Oh.
it's funnier.
Oh.
I make my own humor. It's going to zip up fast, because sharks can go really fast, trust me, on that one.
Mhm.
You will not outswim them. And it's going to make a attack against this moppet creature.
Go, Sharky, go.
Go shark.
And the moppet defends with physique. All right. It's enough to make it mark a stress box. Not enough to fill that out, but it still has to mark it. Which means that the arm that the shark is latched onto detaches itself and starts fighting the shark as another swarm of leeches pour out of this thing's
Oh,
no longer existent armhole.
Oh, lovely.
blow him the bleep up.
Yes, the best
As it's
idea.
missing one leg and the opposite arm.
It is now rotating slowly in place.
No, it's almost floating. However, as it's the shark has attacked the moppet, now the moppet attacks the shark. Or at least the claw does. And the shark has to mark 2 stress boxes because of that attack. As it bites into the arm sort of moves independently and reaches over and like grabs onto its face, and one of the thumb on the hand digs into its eye socket.
Ooh.
Poor shark.
And hold on. And now the other moppet claw is going to attempt to unpin itself. And that is not enough.
Woohoo.
The moppet leeches, on the other hand,
No.
Yup.
one of them has a very obvious target. It's going to go towards the shark. All right, so these bunch of little leeches just start latching onto the shark at various points. That's another physical stress box on the shark, as it is currently has an eye gouged out, is bleeding, and is being drained of blood.
Ugh.
It's not looking great. And let's see, the other one. The leeches are going to go for Dell, as he was the one that created the most noise, and they're very simple-minded creatures.
Is there a door to the room that Dell is in?
Dell is in the same room as the rest of you. You were all backing up down the hallway. There's a door about 10 feet in front of you and to your left, and then there's a door about 30 feet behind you.
What do I need to roll?
But there is, I'm just checking, there's a door there, not just a doorway.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. So I need you to roll physique to defend against this physical attack.
And I have a +3 in physique. I had a +3 in physique.
You lost one.
So as these leeches swing over towards you, you're able to bat most of them away, but some of them still latch onto your arms. I need you to mark one shift of physical stress.
God damn it, I just healed those.
Wait, have we been able to even heal any of those?
Yes, typically resting will do so.
Oh, then I don't have a physical box marked anymore.
Unless it's for like a consequence. But the stress boxes, no. Those clear between story bookmark.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
So
I'm in
what?
trouble.
And now it's gonna be Dell's turn.
Oh, this is Dopesville and a half. I'm blowing the room up.
Ashton is still like, we should leave. We should.
No shit!
we should-
Except there's a small problem. I'm already surrounded by goddamn leeches.
Dude, you know what you can do in the water that's really nifty?
Swim?
Swim.
No shit. Guess what they can do?
Float.
Swim!
Yep, leeches can swim.
Totally.
Yeah!
Can they swim fast?
Yes, actually.
Yes!
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. No.
Priming a pipe bomb! Everybody out the room!
Yay.
Alright, so you're actually setting it, basically, if you will?
Setting, throwing.
Okay.
Tossing it. All right. What
Ooh,
would you roll for that? What's the best?
It would be the best I could think of is physique
Fight
or athletics.
or shoot? Roll me shoot and athletics. There we go. Do a combined roll.
Okay, so
Shoot for accuracy, athletics for distance.
first the athletics.
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
Okay.
Literally great.
Now for the shoot, which has a +0.
Well, it's not like it can go that far off target in a fucking hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. What is that?
Well, I guess we're gonna see how off target it can go in a hallway.
Nope. I'm gonna use a fate point to reroll.
For what aspect?
Under what justification?
Oh shit.
You gotta justify it.
Yeah. Give me a sec.
Justify.
Meticulous gaze.
What does that do?
Okay, so I'm probably reaching for reaching
link
for
it?
straws here. No,
That is not what that's done.
nope. Rereading it. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Wait,
It's
take
specific.
advantage
It allows you to do a specific thing.
of
Yeah,
in a
so-
fight, creating an advantage with notice grants a free invoke.
And
Yeah,
that would have to have been the action he took with his turn.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Instead,
So
he's throwing
no,
a pipe bomb.
no, I don't have anything to really be able to use F8 point to reroll. So yeah.
All right. So this is an interesting combination.
Now we're gonna see exactly how off target a pipe bomb can go in the hallway.
So
It's
you
gonna
wind
go
up
far, but
and you throw
it's
it, but you
going-
throw very high, and it actually bounces off the ceiling further down the hallway. Almost, but not quite making it to the mess that is the Moppet and its pin claw and it's the shark. This might be a good time to leave.
Let's go.
All right, the question is,
Scootin' Ashton.
going back where you came from. Okay.
Well, we can't exactly go forward, can we?
I mean, you could. It'd be a terrible idea,
Way.
but
So Ashton's going to turn around and go back through the door.
Yep.
yeah. So after Dell's turn, the only remaining turn goes to Ashton.
Yep. Bye.
Yeah, we're gonna say that zone for now is out the door. You still have the leeches on you, but you've made it further away. Let's just move the shark down into that zone where it belongs. Keep going. All right, so who goes after you, Ashton?
Dell.
Interesting choice. That was sarcasm. Dell, are you? Wait, Dell? Oh, that is an interesting choice.
Yes, Dell.
I thought you said Doyle.
No,
God,
Dell.
you D names.
Dell, our engineer man.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How many
Why
times
me?
do I have to say Dell?
He said Dell.
I thought you meant Doyle because. Oh my God!
That's
Why
our
me?
D names. Okay. But yes, Dell, it's your turn.
Again.
Again. Yeah,
I
this
mean-
can happen with Popcorn Initiative.
I'm gonna try and get these damn leeches off me.
Good.
All right. Fight or physique will work for that.
I'll use physique.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
And all right. Okay, so you do manage to pull off any leeches remaining on you and squish them between your hands, and the leeches are gone.
Yay.
Are more leeches continuing to pour out of its open wounds?
Not currently.
Okay.
Dell, who goes next?
Oh,
Oh,
get your ass out of the
you're peeking your mic real bad.
Yeah, you
Gotta
are
get out.
peeking super hard.
Doyle, get out of there real fast.
All right, Doyle, it's your turn next.
All right. So, all right. The pipe bomb.
Mm-hmm.
It
You
is-
said it fell short of the Moppet, correct?
A little bit, yeah.
But it is armed and it's going to go off, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Nothing we can really do about that.
do I? No point wasting a bullet on it, really. Don't know the timer, really, but, hoping. I will go ahead, I guess, and, take a shot at the big Moppet, but I'll shoot for its, head.
All right.
With the harpoon?
Actually, no, with the rifle this time.
Okay. Go ahead and roll
Alright.
shoot.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus Christ!
Holy cow.
Please tell me you shot the pipe bomb closer to the enemy.
No, he was shooting it in the face.
Yeah.
It does
Okay.
give it a physical stress thing. But what else?
I'm guessing more leeches, but I was hoping that maybe with the small bullet, it would be less leeches.
So as you shoot it, you get a pinpoint right through one of the eyes. It blasts back through the back of the head.
And more leeches pour out.
Yeah, well, I tried.
No, actually.
A hermit crab?
That part of, like, a section of the skull from, like, the eye socket up to the top, sort of, like, crumbles off,
Ooh.
and then the hair on it starts wriggling.
Oh, god dang it
Oh.
all.
Lovely.
I don't have a token for that, but there is now. I'm just gonna do.
More leeches.
Yeah, I'm gonna rename this one to be.
Living hair shit.
There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, have you ever seen pinworms? They're great and
Mm.
horrifying.
I don't want to.
They look like
Meat.
little parasitic hairs.
If I don't know if I have the
Neat.
opportunity to or not at this point, but I close the door.
It could close the door, yes.
Yeah. All right. And just motion to everybody to run for your lives.
Now give the
Let's
next
do
turn to the shark.
That's a good idea, actually. We'll do the shark.
All right. The shark is going to attack the claw.
Come on, shark. We believe in you.
It's well.
But it just sort of writhes and bites down harder on the arm without actually hurting the claw because it does not understand what happened.
We believe you're an adequate meat shield.
It rolled a 0 versus a 0.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
all right. And
I'd like to switch.
narratively, I think
Yeah,
that means
shark.
that the enemy things are going to go.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
See how that timer. Ah, good. You hear a dull noise and feel a bit of a concussive force as this force actually like pushes the doors back open.
Uh-oh.
And you see this thing has taken some damage. Jacob, roll me a d6.
Like the door didn't have like any kind of latch or anything.
It had handles, but it got like exploded a little bit, and they are old.
Yeah.
And rotten. All right. That one doing too great.
I mean, I know it would have had. There was nothing that actually held this door shut.
The
It
explosion.
held it shut, but it got blasted open.
Concussions underwater are actually amplified.
Mhm.
Well, I know that, but like I would assume that any like anything that's holding the door shut would be like a metal latch. Like
Oh, Sharky did.
Yeah, there's a metal latch, but the wood it's attached to is broken. Like, if you secure a piece of wood like into a terrible piece of wood, it can just break open because the wood doesn't hold the screws.
Okay.
The doors themselves are mostly intact, but the wood around where the handle is sort of just stayed with one door.
Yep.
It's not a huge amount of open, but it's obvious that this is far too old to act as any sort of effective barrier. And let's see.
Is the door
take
open
another-
inwards towards us?
Yes.
Okay.
You are not doing great. The Moppet does not look like it's doing great, and neither do the claws. The shark is completely dead.
Well,
Oh, Sharky.
Well, it did its job, just like any good anti-ghost ship
And-
megalodon.
The blast does pop off another one of its claws, and
Gosh dang it all.
thereby start releasing more leeches.
Ah, mother trucker.
Great.
The blast doesn't kill the leeches.
Oh, it killed the leeches that were already there
Ah,
on the open.
Is that claw injured at all?
Yes, actually. That would oop and that there.
Okay. It did something to it.
Yeah.
It's not just like a fresh claw and a fresh batch of leeches.
And this thing is now just effectively a torso with stumps and one arm, still floating towards you.
Lovely.
All right. And it is going to, firstly, have the rest of its pinworm hairs detach and start swimming towards you.
Boo.
I don't like this game anymore.
All right, and that means it needs to roll this to attack, and
Is it able to reach us?
yes, it moves to be closer to you at like the border of the zone. The zones in Fate are a little abstract, but it floats down the hallway towards you, and as it goes, its hair sort of detaches itself and runs towards you on its own. Doyle, roll me a physique roll.
Physique. There it is. Okay. Okay, it's good.
All right. Not good enough, unfortunately.
Oh.
You don't suffer any shifts of stress. Instead, you gain a new aspect called Corrupting Worms.
Oh gosh, dang it all.
So we'll give you that aspect. Hold on. Yeah. I have more than one window. There we go. Yep. Edit. And this will be Corrupting Worms. All right. And because of the way that works. All right. I'm just going to put one marker on there as you have failed the physique roll for it once. As you can, as this thing is floating towards you, you see this detach and it goes straight for you. You try and swim out of the way, but you're not quite fast enough, and they latch onto your arm and start burrowing in, and you can feel them moving in your muscle and skin, and it's horrifying and gross. And there's bits of them wiggling around outside of your arm that you can see. It's pretty terrible.
Yeah. Not happy.
Dell, you made an explosion that this thing didn't like, so it moves its remaining hand, gestures towards you. Once again, you see this twisting in the water, almost like your eyes are seeing the water fold in on itself. And then its remaining eye gets sort of a sickly green glow. I need you to make me a will roll. Not quite good enough.
We had a really good rolls earlier. Now we're all dead.
And player permission.
It's okay.
Edit.
I'll be able to barricade the door on my turn since I still haven't gone for the second round yet.
All right. You have a new condition on you currently called Breath of the Deep.
What does that do?
Oh, I'm glad you asked.
Why am I
When
afraid?
a creature with this aspect takes an action on its turn, it must make a physique roll with success requiring a poor roll. Failure inflicts one physical stress as the creature slowly drowns. Each time this roll is made by the same creature, the target number goes up by 1, and they may attempt another will roll to remove the aspect from itself. No action required. If taking this physical stress would take a character out of action, they instead take 1 corruption if possible. As you are panicking and feel your lungs fill with water.
Ow, I'm wearing a mask. What's going on? What the fuck?
Roughly, yes. All right. And now that they're free of the influence of the shark, this claw is going to try and unpin itself. And it does not succeed.
Yay.
These claws, however, are going to swim over. One of them is going to latch on to Ashton.
Still feels
One
like-
on Dell, and then the leeches will go after. One on Doyle. Leeches will go after Dell because they like him apparently.
I still feel it's really weird that all of this stuff can reach us in one round.
They can move as fast as you can.
Yeah, but we were halfway between it and the door, and we were only able to make it into the room.
Movement is very abstract. This is narratively them like zipping forward.
Alright.
All right. Fortunately for you, the leeches are not very strong. I will still, however, need a physique roll from you, Dell.
Dell or Doyle?
Dell,
Dell.
Okay.
currently for the leeches.
Good.
All right, you're actually able to bat the leeches away enough that you're able to effectively stop them from being an effective combatant.
Yay.
Yay!
Ashton, I need you to roll me a physique roll.
Goody. Yeah, that tracks.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh
I didn't-
no!
that's the side of the skill that doesn't work very well. So yeah, you need to take 3 shifts of physical stress.
That's 3 boxes?
Yes.
Cool, all my boxes are full.
All right. From this point on, if you take damage, you either need to take a a condition using your condition boxes, or give up and be taken out of action. Consequences. That's what it is. Consequences.
Yeah.
Okay.
As this Moppet claws, you're unprepared as you expected that it would be slower than it is, rushes up and latches onto your arm and just squeezes with its claws and starts drawing blood from your arm. And it hurts a lot. It's tearing into the muscle of your arm pretty handily. One last one. Doyle, make me a physique roll.
Okay, 5. That should be enough.
That is definitely enough.
Woo!
Silent, I think Dan stole all of our luck.
I don't think I've seen someone roll catastrophic in a combat before. That's a new one.
I've
Well, you
never
had-
seen
you had me
Silent roll so low.
You had me roll something that I have a +0 in.
Yeah, but it's still -3 on a roll is not super common.
Yeah. No, I still don't feel like they should have been able to reach us.
Whatever.
All right. Well, this whole thing is kind of a cluster of mess.
Yeah.
I believe the only person left with a turn in this round is Ashton.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll get to go next, and you'll get to pick the next person to go, which could also be yourself if you want. Just as a note. And remember, this, in spite of my narration, this thing is not like keeping you from moving. You could just back up and create an advantage or change something about the environment or try and finish something off.
Is this Moppet Claw still on me?
It's, again, narrative is kind of wonky. It was gripping into your arm, but you could, like, rip it off and run if you want.
Yeah.
That's not going to cost you anything.
I'm gonna rip it off.
Lurg, it's thrown against the wall.
And yeah, I'm just gonna start swimming full speed back out the way we came.
All right. continuing back the way you came, you are able to get quite a bit at full speed. You're not happy about your arm, but it's not to the point where it's incapacitated you. It stings a hell of a lot in salt water, but you're able to make it back to, not quite to the surface, but to the...
Like above the decks?
Yeah, above deck.
Alright.
In fact, now that there's a bit less room between everyone, I'm just gonna move those guys over. Okay, so the Moppet Claw that's pinned is further back. Everyone else is here below decks, and Ashton has made it to above deck. Get things a little more organized. It's not great, but there we go.
Yeah, I feel like the only shot we have is if we can get out of the water.
No, you've already cut off 3 of its arms.
Which, as far as we can tell, means absolutely nothing. It just means more enemies.
It's also missing half of its head.
Which also made more enemies.
Yep. This thing sucks.
I didn't see the more enemies part coming when I tried to shoot it in the leg. I was hoping that... I mean, it did pin one of them, so...
Yeah, it effectively removed it from the combat so far, so... Just got, like, thing from the Addams family, like... Bleh! Yeah, tried to get itself unpinned.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back.
Alright, so you can move and take an action, which would be overcome, create an advantage, attack, or defend.
My action would have been ripping the Moppet Claw off.
I'll say because it didn't have anything that specifically allowed it to, like, stop you from doing that, and there was no sort of... Because things like grappling or pinning or things like that tend to be aspects that are added on as part of a created advantage type of role. And it didn't do that, it was just sort of narrative.
Okay.
So that didn't cost you an action.
Then back in the room before I moved,
Alright.
was there any more of those shelves?
Yeah, there's actually... You could toss the Moppet Claw into one. As it was right next to you.
Like I tossed it into, like, the, like, book area of the shelf?
Yes.
Okay, then before moving to the above deck water area, for my action, then I will, because I thought my action was taking off the Moppet Claw.
No, sorry. Again, everything's kind of wibbly wobbly narrative wise. It wasn't a mechanical effect. It was just me describing how terrible it was.
I'm gonna tip that bookshelf that the Moppet Claw is now, like, in the book area of, over so that it's face down, trapping the claw underneath it, and push it up against the door. So the Moppet itself can't get in without breaking through the door.
Alright. So...
Jacob?
What's up?
You were snoring a little bit.
Sorry. I had a little something extra to drink and it may have conked me out just a sec there.
As long as, not completely out of it.
I'm good.
Let me
I was wondering what that was. I thought he was slurping something.
No, I literally conked out for a moment. I heard my name and I went, wait, what, huh? So I apologize for that.
Let me think. You could... Okay, here's what we'll do. Roll me... Fight or physique, your choice.
There is literally no difference between them. They are all +0.
Okay. There's a certain level where you'll trap the Muppet Claw, and a higher level where you will barricade the door.
Okay. Okay, we'll see what I roll, and then I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Silent, my friend. Please tell me you have a justification for rolling that.
Oh, my. Why?
Wow.
Let me think. Let me be a convincing bullshitter and pull something out of my ass.
That's how it be.
Oh my gosh.
The dice just like Doyle and no one else right now.
I do. And I wanna put something in front of you, Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make a case that I should be able to re-roll and get a +2 to it.
Under what justification?
And take a point of corruption.
Hmm.
I am a phony psychic denouncer. I have a high affinity for psychic phenomenon, but I don't believe in the supernatural. In such a supernaturally, psychically charged environment as this, I am trying to use my cane to apply leverage to the bookcase to tilt it initially, and then I'm able to push it the rest of the way over, but it goes farther than it should have due to some kind of resonance with this area.
Roll me a will roll.
Superb.
There you go.
All right. So you're injured. Your arm hurts. You're trying to use your cane for leverage, and you feel like your muscles giving out before you feel a sudden surge of energy and strength. So you pull the entire bookcase shelf thing down on this claw, and it actually crushes the claw between as it was trying to crawl out from under the shelves. And with this surge of strength, you shove the bookshelf, the shelf against the doorway, and it goes way harder than you expected it to. It actually slams into the door, closes it the rest of the way, and then settles down again. It's a sort of like semi-broken shelf. And you take a point of corruption as you have unknowingly tapped into the psychic energies of this area, which are not the greatest for the human, soul.
Are probably terrible. Then yes, I'm gonna swim up to above the deck.
You sort of go like, holy crap, I'm getting out of here.
Yup.
All right.
By the way, let us take a moment to recognize that technically Silent got a perfect roll there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
and because of the justification, yeah, that was a 7.
I'm glad you bought that. I didn't know if you would.
No, it narratively fits with the idea behind your character and the idea behind the scenario, despite the fact that mechanically it's probably not going to matter because it's a one-shot.
Who cares?
But that is something you can do sometimes. You can argue that something about you would allow you to tap into Eldritch powers, which will give you a boost but cost you taking a corruption point.
Corruption, yeah. Alright, I want you guys to remember, I still have a turn in the upcoming round. I'm going to pass it to Doyle.
All right, Doyle.
Don't give the monster a turn before you pass it back.
Doyle, you have a claw trying to swipe at your leg as you're dancing out of the way. As there's pinworms in your arm. Holy crap! What is going on? Everything is terrible. What do you do?
Okay, so, I'm more concerned about the pinworms, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think here. There's not really... I mean, can I just go ahead and try for a physique or fight to
Well,
rip the pinworms
first, you'd
out?
actually need to... Jacob, I just want to make sure you're awake. Jacob?
Yeah, am I snoring again?
No, that you were breathing really heavily into the mic. I wasn't sure if you were just...
No.
I'm sorry, I just want to make sure that we still got you.
No, I'm still here.
What's going on with the breathing noise?
I don't know. I pulled the microphone away from my mouth a little bit, though.
Sorry, it was very distracting, and I just thought maybe you'd talk out again. But
No,
back to...
I'm just kind of going crazy because, you know, lungs filling with water.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not great to deal with.
It's a will
before-
to get out of it, right?
Well, not currently, not until your turn.
Mm-hmm.
And also it'll be a physique roll. But Doyle,
Yes.
start of your turn. Give me a physique roll.
Okay. Please. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. It's good.
All right. You managed to pull away enough of these and just tense up in such a way that they can't burrow very far, and you do not continue to take any points on corrupting worms,
Whew, yay.
which is good because if it reaches 4, bad things happen.
All right. Can I get the corrupting worms out of me with using my action to like rip the rest of them out, or because I'm guessing that was like a save basically that I had to do.
Sort of similar, yes.
Can I use my action to try to remove the corrupting worms entirely?
You
Or
can
is it-
attempt to.
Like an aspect thing, something that's kind of meant to be semi-permanent.
This is an aspect. Aspects can be transient. This one is transient one way or the other. Either it will end, or it will end and bad things will happen.
Right.
If you want to try ripping more of them out as they dig further into your arm, that would be a athletics.
Athletics.
Roll.
Okay. Can I argue for fight?
You want to punch them.
Well, you know, more aggressively rip them out.
It may be less effective. You're not fighting against something and trying to attack it. You're physically tearing at it
All
as
right.
these things
I'll
are
go for
coming into
athletics.
your arm.
Trying to think here. All right, you know what? I will hold that in my back pocket. We'll hope for a decent enough roll with athletics here. Ooh, fuck my life.
Well, they're
I-
slippery little buggers.
Can I try to go with used to be a hired gun? And my first mistake is trying to grab these things with my open hand. And I realize, hang on a second here. I've had stuff like this happen before with insects and whatnot that have bitten onto me, ticks and whatnot. And the easier way to do it is to dig them out. And I pull out a knife as I try to kind of dig these little suckers out using used to be a hired gun.
All right. Reroll and +2, but you
Sweet.
take one of your physical stress boxes.
Good enough. All right, athletics. Come on, be better at least. Okay, it's better at
That's
least.
a +1, which is enough to get them out of you.
Yay! I'll take the physical.
The aspect goes away. Yeah, as Dell, Ashton can't really see this, but Dell, you watch as Doyle pulls out, starts pulling at these things and realizes that it's not working, pulls out a knife and cuts them out of his freaking arm.
I've got blood in the water now, but you know what? I'll take it.
Also, you're
I
still
take a little
drowning.
bit of flesh with that. All right. Sorry, what?
Oh, well, I was saying also, Dell is drowning.
Oh, shit. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now
so
run.
that's your turn.
Run
Stay,
away.
close to the door, trying to use myself as a shield between the claw and Dell. So I'll back up, but I'm gonna try to stay still a little bit further ahead Ashton and try to keep myself between Dell and the monsters.
Well, the only monster in you at the in there with you at the moment is the claw. The Moppet's on the other side of a barricaded door.
Right.
In fact, I should do something about that.
About the barricaded door?
Yeah.
About where the Moppet is displayed.
All right. There's some really bad rolls for me with both those, but I'll take what I can get.
You don't say!
Hey, you see
Hi!
that? I have bad luck as well.
Hi, welcome to my rolls for
All
fight,
right. So now
athletics,
there's an
and
aspect
physique. All
symbolizing the fact that you have barricaded this door.
do
as I
not
should have done.
open, please.
Door no open, please. Which I feel is an accurate sentiment.
Yes.
So what you are doing, creating an advantage, can be used not just to invoke an aspect for free, but to create new aspects. And that's what you did when you blocked the door off. So now, part of the narrative is that this thing is on the other side of a door that's blocked by a half-broken shelf.
All right.
Which means, to get to you, it can't just, walk through and attack. No, it has to do something about the door.
But we still have the claw. So, again, I'm just trying to keep keep Dell somewhat safe. I'm healthier than the other two.
Yeah, no. That's fine. That's something you just sort of do. But who gets the next turn?
Thing, but it's a narrative thing of I'm trying to use myself as a shield.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
Also, this Moppet Claw over here just, it woke up being part of an eldritch entity, and then it was immediately screwed into the floor by a harpoon.
Sucks to be you. So with that, let's see here. Who wants it next? Dell or Ashton?
Give it to Dell next, and I'll go after him.
All right, so I'll give it to Dell. Dell, old buddy, old pal.
All right, so, Dell, on your turn, the Breath of the Deep doesn't activate unless you take an action of some sort. If you do, you have to make a physique roll. Higher difficulty than last time.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And when you do so, you can attempt another will roll to remove the aspect from yourself with no action required.
All right. So, yeah, let's try it. First, the physique roll.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Good.
Hey, okay.
All right, you're basically holding your breath in a weird way.
And now the will roll.
Correct.
Ugh.
Mediocre.
Mediocre. Okay, so the aspect isn't gone, but you're also not taking any additional physical stress from drowning. The target number still goes up, however, as time goes by. Because, it's harder to hold your breath for longer. What else do you want to do on your turn?
Run.
Yeah, I'm getting out of there. Or at least I'm going to try to.
All right. You're going above decks. Again, you actually outpace Ashton a bit, but you're both above decks at this point.
All right. And,
You're underwater, mind you, but above deck.
all player characters have gone this round, right?
No, Ashton has not.
Ashton, you're up.
He was the end of the previous round.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Getting to the surface decks.
All right.
I'll
Looking it out.
I'll kind of signal is Doyle back there? Is he coming?
You raise an eyebrow and point towards there, and then point towards the surface? No, Jacob, you're not moving yet.
Darn.
Nope. He was started there and moved towards the surface.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can try moving more on your turn.
Okay, I'll go to surface. Kind of shake out the rifle a bit and kind of take aim, get like a couple feet away from the edge and
The edge of the water, you mean, on the deck?
yeah.
Back up and
I'm going
aim
to.
your rifle back down in case something comes out.
The pistol would
Shoot
still
Dell in the
work as
face.
well, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna take out the pistol and fire it into the air.
We do have flares.
Do we?
Mhm.
Well, you had flares in your equipment. Dell's probably carrying one. But nonetheless,
Before I move,
Wh-
would I be able to like look at Dell and like point to the flare and point to my hand
yes.
and get a flare?
Yes, that seems reasonable.
Okay, then I'll get a. If Dell is willing to give me a flare. Is Dell falling asleep again?
Jacob?
No. Yes.
Is Dell
You-
willing
need a
to give
flare?
me a flare?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought you might have already had one yourself. Good lord.
No, that's
We,
what.
we just went through a whole sequence where he asked you for one.
Yep. No, tossing it to him.
I will take a flare and I will go to the surface and I will. Is it like a pop flare that'll shoot out or?
Yeah, you take the cap off and it will start
All right, yeah.
throwing out sparks and light.
I'm gonna pop the flare, and it should be visible from the beach from where I am, or no?
Yeah, no. You notice a bit further off than they started. Like, they're not right at the beach's edge, but Tim and William both, like, notice this as they're watching the ship and start running towards you.
Okay. Backup's coming,
On the
boys.
beach, but at the edge of the beach.
Backup's
all right,
coming. That's not
so-
in terrible shape.
Now there's two people coming in, and the only other characters that have not gone yet are the Claw, and the Moppet.
I give my next term to Tim and William.
Nope. They're already gone, right after you. So you choose who goes after them. Their turn is running towards you.
All right. Give the turn to the shark. Maybe it
Shark's
was.
dead.
Maybe it
It's
wasn't
dead.
as bad as it looked. Oh, okay, pop it.
I just imagine, maybe it wasn't as bad as it looked. We all look over, and it's like
Floating belly up in the water,
a head and part of a spine.
swimming.
Oh, that would be
All right,
good.
so the Moppet will go next. Actually, let's resolve the more immediate conflict. The Claw.
Okay.
Roll physique for me.
All right. Here we go.
Oh,
great.
Oh, good. All right, so as it like launches itself towards you through the water, you're able to actually bat it aside
Ooh, nice.
and slam it into the wall a little bit, and stuns it enough that it can't do anything else this turn.
Whoa.
And then for this thing. Oh, God.
no, Moppet, no open doors.
It's only got one hand left. It's gonna be hard for it to open anything.
All right, let's okay.
Yeah, can't get leverage against the ground to push.
Mhm.
Well, it doesn't need to because I'm invoking its aspect of Eldritch Moppet. It doesn't need leverage. In fact, it propels itself entirely through willpower.
Oh, God.
Great.
so-
You know what? I fucking hate this thing.
Doyle, you notice that this thing actually manages to, with just like slam into the door with its body and push the shelving away enough that it's now got a little bit of an opening to move through, but that's its turn.
Okay.
This thing sucks.
It's not supposed to be something you like.
Oh,
Oh, did Doyle like back out of that room on his turn?
no, not really. I was
Did you
trying
want
to make
to?
sure that I stayed between the threat and Dell.
All right. That's the Claw and the Moppet. The other Claw is finally going to break free, right, guys? Nope.
We
Perfect.
just counted as dead now.
Yeah,
Like-
is it like leached out yet?
Not quite yet. It's almost there. Give another turn, it'll peter out, tire itself out, take a nap. You know, things that eldritch claws do. And the next turn will actually narratively be Tim and William because we can take the same turn. You run over. What's happening?
There's something on the ship. Some kind of weird fucking nightmare fuel mannequin thing. It, bleeding leeches and limbs are working on their own after getting torn off, and
Where are Doyle and Dell?
Dell is right there. Doyle should have been right behind us.
They look over and see Dell in the water, probably looking over towards the doorway where you just watched the thing smash partway through. Yeah?
Was I able to see it smash through?
No, you're too far out.
Okay.
The door is visible to Jacob, Dell, but not you, and he's visible to you. And that's all they really can do at this point. They're both going to actually pull out guns and get ready to shoot something if it comes out, but their movement for the turn is sort of just getting over to you and making sure they know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then the narrative will say Doyle goes next.
Alrighty, question: is there another bookcase? Let's try my old tactic. And see.
Of dropping things on something.
Not like right there in the hallway, maybe like 10 feet back or 20 feet back. Somewhere in that range. A little ways behind you.
Alrighty.
Just get out of
Can
there.
I just use my action to run away?
You don't even need to use your action to do that. You can move between zones without using your action.
Wait,
But I
be
meant, though,
running
can I
away.
use my action to move an extra zone?
Yes.
Sweet. So, with that, I am going to just bolt past Dell. Sorry, Dell, you're on your own. And pop out of the water, dodging the gunfire.
no gunfire yet.
Yeah, they're just waiting for this thing to show up.
Oh, well, there's
And-
Doyle.
I will then call out, "Oh God, it's already through, and it's on its way, and Dell's still down there."
How did it open the barricaded door with one limb?
Yeah, I don't know how, but you exactly called it. Oh shit, it is 12 o'clock. I need to be quiet. we need to call it quits here.
We're almost done.
We're almost done.
We're almost dead.
That too.
Yes, that's one form of being done. I'm just going to hijack this a bit and say narratively, I think Dell should go next. What do you think?
Yeah, I was going to say Dell's next.
All right, Dell. Physique roll. Then a will roll.
Oh. Come on, Dell, you can do it.
Oh boy, oh boy, what to do? Get the heck out of there.
Well, first you need a physique roll for the
Mhm.
breath of the deep, and then a will roll for the breath of the deep.
Doesn't he only have to do that if he takes an action?
Are you going to take an action on your... I should be more specific. When I say action in this context, I should say if they do anything on their turn.
Oh.
Trigger.
I got an good average this time.
All right, you're still holding your breath.
God damn it! I'm getting up onto the deck, up to the surface.
All right, you're up on the surface above the deck.
I'm still choking on water, aren't I?
Yeah, you feel like you're choking on water.
Fuck!
Take off the mask,
I am.
stand on your hands, and just
No.
let it all flow out.
All right, you guys, William, Tim, Ashton, and Doyle all watch Dell run out of the water. Panic looking, pull off his mask, and he opens his mouth and salt water starts pouring out of it.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, fuck, we gotta deal with this thing then.
Alright. Who gets next turn? Dell. It's
Give it,
Ashton or everything else.
give it to the Moppet.
Okay, fine, mop it.
Alright. First, Claw's gonna move here. And it's gonna skitter its way towards you guys.
Oh, there's one of the hands.
And then the Moppet pops out of the doorway, floats over,
There's the fucking nightmare fuel.
and reaches its remaining hand out and draws that same gesture in the air with its clawed hand. Ashton, I need you to make me a will roll.
I can't make it for you this time. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Is this...
Oh,
what is the effect of this first?
The effect is that you will get the Breath of the Deep status.
Can I lie to myself and say that it's impossible to drown if you're not in the ocean and re-roll this for a fate point using the normal paranormal? We're using deception?
Yes, reroll it using deception. Cost you a fate point.
Good!
Alright, you succeed.
Oh,
You have
also,
convinced yourself
I did
that this just...
a re-roll before, so that costs a fate point as well.
Yeah.
It's angry at us. That's it.
It does appear to be somewhat displeased with everything.
This is just Nightmare
It's hard to
Fuel's
tell
version of
because
the
it
middle
only has
finger.
half a face. But yes, you, through your latent psychic abilities and your self-deception, are able to resist the effect by effectively believing that it shouldn't happen.
Cool.
All right.
I'm
That will make
really glad I made that ability. It's come in handy a couple times.
It is quite good and very flavorful. I like it. Let's see. Narrative.
Well,
Let's.
it would be me.
I would go back to you because you're the only one that's left in the round. Yes.
Good. I'm gonna shoot it with a gun. Maybe.
Cool.
Probably not. I'm probably gonna like.
We'll shoot.
Yeah. Oh my god! The zero that actually rolled positive.
Oh, holy crap!
Woo!
Not to take away from what you did, you hit it like center of mass, and it does nothing.
Whoa, that tracks.
Its defense was 7.
What the
wow.
fuck?
Oh my god.
It rolled +4. Had rolled 20. There are options between the extremes.
Oh,
well.
gosh.
Yeah,
Fuck.
so you just shoot it. Bullet goes in torso. Bullet comes out of torso. No real change.
Doyle, shoot it. Doyle's up next.
All right. I will shoot it with my rifle.
All right, we'll shoot.
Actually, wait. Should I shoot the claw or should I shoot the big thing?
Choice.
I'll shoot the big thing. So here we go. Great. Okay. Should hopefully be good.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to add 2 to that.
Add
Using a fate
2.
point as a pistol-packing creature.
You should definitely add 2 to that.
I will go ahead and spend a fate point to add 2 to
What
that.
the fuck did it roll?
A 5.
Fuck!
All right. So as you're all over here, the claws skittering after you. This thing's floating towards you in the water still. You're panically shooting it. It just goes straight through. Doyle lines up a shot with his rifle. Impeccable aim from years of practice. And shoots it through the other eye. And it sort of continues for a minute as the other part of its face falls off, and it's just a lower jaw and a neck. And it reaches out towards you with its remaining claw and sort of stops and slowly sinks to the ground.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, good. Is
And the claw just stops.
Dell no longer drowning?
Dell, you still have water in your lungs, but there's no more being made. Does he just cough out like an insane amount of water?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm probably dizzy from lack of breath.
He's like throwing up salt water.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So now what do we do?
Doyle, or Dell, get back in there
Die.
and get the damn converter thingamajiggy we needed.
We didn't get it yet.
Dell's just gonna look at you like, what did you just say, motherfucker?
I think we need to rest and then try again.
I ain't waiting for another round of these things. We're getting this done now.
I am going to catch my breath.
You get
Rest.
You get 5 minutes. I say as you see like my arm torn open like through muscle tissue and like to the bone.
You can go rest.
Yeah,
Wait,
William starts
Dell.
like
We need to
pulls
get
out a
this
first aid kit, starts patching your arm up as best he can. There's some stitches involved and bandages.
I appreciate
Stitches and
that.
salt water don't really go well together, but it's better than having an open wound.
Yeah, I pop open one of the whiskeys and just like dump half of it over my arm.
Yup.
Ow.
Oh, you
Unless
know
you
what?
got-
It hurts less than
Disinfectant.
less than
Oh.
swimming through the salt water with it.
Yep.
Very true, actually.
All right. You take a moment to catch your breath, steel yourself, and go back inside.
Do we run into
think-
another moppet?
Final roll. Dell,
Stealth?
give me a crafts roll.
Oh, Dell. Come on, Jacob. You
Okay,
can do it.
now, game. You really fucked us with these rolls last round. You did great for Doyle. Don't get me wrong. He saved our asses. But please.
Can I give a fate point to Dell as I'm helping him look for this thing?
I'm probably
You
gonna be
can't
able
give
to
a
use
fate point to him, but he might be able to use one to reroll.
Like
Or
create
plus 2.
advantage.
Superb.
All right.
Yes. Give yourself a +2 because fuck you,
Yes, I'm gonna do
Island.
Add engineer.
That is roughly the sentiment, yes. So, you all go back below decks.
Oh.
At this point, Tim and William, are staying on the deck.
By the way, I've handed the last nade over to Doyle. The last bomb to Doyle. So, you know.
After a bit more poking around and a bit of trepidatious approach of anything involving a chair or a door, you do manage to find a passageway to the engine and to the boiler room.
Oh, about fucking time.
The
Oh,
outside
God.
portion of the boiler is covered in rust and gunk,
Sounds about right.
but using your tools to dismantle it a bit, you realize that the inside has been protected, like a shell of rot around a pristine core. And inside, you do find the valve you need, as well as a couple other useful components.
Taking it all out while I still have air to breathe in this tank.
And an oddly uneventful trip back. Some rest. And some building later. You are able to craft a ship.
Yay.
Small,
Oh.
almost raft-like ship with walls loaded up with supplies and a slightly better than you would have otherwise been able to get steam engine because you got a lot of components out of that roll.
Oh, yeah.
And sail away from this island into the
Yay.
ocean.
Did we ever make it back to Britain?
I have a bad feeling, and I don't know why.
Or is there
I'm going
epilogue
to leave
like?
that up to your imagination.
Oh, I want us to have some kind of epilogue for this.
It is fun to do these one-shots. There might be some sort of epilogue involving you guys' disappearances, and as another investigators start looking into it. But
I want to know. I want to know what happens to us. I especially want to know what the rest of Ashton's life is like with that corruption point.
I'm actually surprised. My character did like really, really well there.
you also get a lot of very good rolls.
Yeah.
But
You
that's
saved
the way it
our
happens sometimes.
ass.
So, that
Oh, the one
is the
oh,
story
and that succeeded.
of how Dell, Doyle, and Ashton narrowly avoided a terrible fate.